Hey guys, welcome to episode 289 of 4Player Anime Cast. We are here with the second episode of our Winter 2026 anime reviews. I am your co-host Spire, and with me are my compatriots Stark,
Hello.
Near,
Yeah.
Toast. Toast is
Huh?
dead.
Oh,
Yes, thank you. And yeah, we're just gonna go on. Obviously, there's been what, like four, five, six episodes out now for pretty much every series in this season now. Um, other than the ones that released late, obviously. So we should be able to do at least some decent reviews of the series that we cover. But yeah, before we do that, let's go over what we've been up to in our past couple of weeks, starting with Nier.
Near,
Yeah,
how's the
so
polar vortex?
it sucks. It's not good. Um,
Oh,
yeah, it's
does it
really cold.
really? I'm okay.
Yeah,
Canada loses
it's really fucking
25,000
cold,
jobs
man.
as unemployment rate rises. Why are you guys unemployed near? Is it the polar
Um,
vortex?
Everybody's unemployed over
Yeah, I
there.
got
like
bad news about the U.S. for you, my man.
yeah, nobody's really doing good anywhere, not gonna lie. But yeah, it was my dad's birthday
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh,
a couple days
nice.
ago.
Birthday turned out.
So we went out to
Mhm.
dinner
Would you?
tonight actually.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Get out of here.
Because I came home, believe it or not.
What'd you eat?
But yeah, so we went out, and the original plan was to go to. I don't know if you guys have this place. It's called the Keg. It's like a bar grill kind of thing. But it's pretty expensive,
What?
and you need a reservation, right? And so we made a reservation, for 5:30, and so we show up like 5 minutes early, right? And we get there and we're like, yeah, we have a reservation. They're like, okay, it'll be a little bit because we needed a big table. We were like 7 people, right? Um, we wait for like 20 minutes, and we're like hello, like what's going on? And they're like, yeah, sorry, we're just really like the table that we had for you, the people are taking a long time. And so we're like, okay, can you not like find another table? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we'll work on that. And we end up waiting for 40 fucking minutes. And
Wait,
through
work
the
on finding like cleaning a single table up?
yeah, so throughout the entire time of us waiting, at least like 50 other people come in and get seated. And so we're like, okay, we're just gonna leave. Like we're just not gonna eat here.
Mhm.
And so we tell them that, like, yeah, we're leaving. We're canceling the reservation. And they're like, are you sure? Like, we could offer you like some free appetizers. And it's like, you're obviously like not even gonna get us seated. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
fucking leaving,
exactly.
right? Like,
Are you guys gonna eat standing up? What's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah,
free apps for the table that you don't have.
yeah. So like we end up leaving and we go to this other place that's like across the street. We go in. They're like, do you guys have a table? And they're like, do you have a reservation? We're like, no. And they're like, we'll see what we can do. And we get in like in like 3 minutes. And we're sat down and like being served. It's fucking yeah. So we're never going back there again, obviously. But yeah, the food was good. The food for the place we went to was actually pretty good. Um,
What
I got a
kind of food
burger.
was it?
I
Oh,
got a burger. It was pretty good. But yeah, that was
Mhm.
an experience. Um, but other than that, mostly been chilling. Playing Arknights, playing Gacha. I think the sort of, I guess like the honeymoon phase for Arknights is over now, and so like
With Enfield or whatever.
yeah, so the kind of like, I guess, full gameplay loop has really set in, and I think I kind of agree with a lot of people that are like, this game needs some content, like quick.
Oh,
Because there's
100%. Yeah.
really
I caught up and it's
like,
like and I'm like there's no like weekly to
yeah, there's like
do. Like
nothing
there's
to
not
do.
even like
And I even realized actually like just earlier today that like, I was logging in, I was like, there was actually no steady resource right now for just like standard banner tickets, like roll tickets. Like there is no like steady income for those. Like there's the amount that is like, the ones you get for leveling up, the ones you get for like leveling up your zones, and stuff like that, and like the some of the side content. But like once you get all of those, there is no like there's nothing. There's no weekly. There's no like end game like mode that you can do. Like there's nothing.
There's nothing you
So
can like do to like grind for towards the gacha like
Well, you can get
FTP
like
I mean,
a
you
wise.
can
premium
I mean you can
currency,
get like the
but
currency, but you
but
can't
there's
get
nothing
like
that's like, oh, here's like standard rolls.
yeah. There's no like
Oh, okay.
here's
I
a
see, I see, I
ticket
see, I
like here's
see.
a ticket for the standard roll because it's like I'm not gonna spend my currency on the standard banner. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 exactly.
but yeah, it's just very very odd. Um, I still think the game's fun, obviously, but
Oh yeah, the game's
yeah,
really fun.
some of the cracks are starting to show, I think. But yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully, Hypergriff is on the ball in terms of patch cadence, and I think they announced some really nice quality of life like almost immediately after launch. So obviously they've got their ear to the ground somewhat, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
nice at least.
yeah. Other than that,
Hmm.
new shit for Zenless came out, which is cool. I'm not rolling though, because a character that I actually really need for my teams is coming up. So I will not be rolling on the new characters, even though they're cute. But yeah. Other than that, mostly just chilling, to be honest. Playing Mahjong, Malding. The
Okay.
usual.
Nia, are you playing Zenless in English? I heard they love the
Fuck
English
no.
voice actors over there.
Ew.
No, bro.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
Hoyoverse
not.
English is
Hoyoverse English subs are
fucking
terrible.
cursed.
Yeah.
They keep changing the voice actors. Nia, why?
Oh,
Usually, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's because the voice actor they hired ends up being a pedophile that grooms fans. So, you know.
You shouldn't judge the English voice acting community like that so much
Yeah,
here.
it's either that or they're like a union voice actor that's taking work without union permission. Just like I
Yeah.
don't know why you would do that, but sure.
Hey, don't
Nier
leave
just hates the
out
English community, I think.
streamers. Don't leave out like a streamer that then blows all of their money that they got for voice acting on roles in the game
Oh,
itself.
gotcha, yeah, exactly.
Don't forget that. That's happened with multiple now. And it's
Oh my
like you
god.
shouldn't be talking about that because that sounds really
Yeah.
stupid. And the real voice
Yeah.
actor probably should have gotten that job then.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much, Nier. I guess continuing on that, I'll transition because I have somewhat of a similar set of stories where today I went to a random place in a slightly more like rich part of the neighborhood, and it was first I had to get in, and it was this like narrow parking lot, and the exit to the parking lot was clearly a large two-way lane, and there was a BMW SUV, an X3 coming towards as I was like coming into the right. And I'm like coming into like the entrance lane, and this BMW is just barreling down the middle. I'm just like, okay, like you realize this place exit to the parking lot has two lanes, right? Like one for the exit, one for the entrance, and then because they didn't fucking get out of the way, it ended up, like, and I couldn't back up because that parking lot was like right next to the road. So I had to like actually keep going. So they ended up essentially just scratching or like essentially bumping into like the front of my car. And we had to like file a claim. But then the person got out, and we were literally just like in the middle of the parking lot. I'm just like, we need to exchange our information right now, but you need to fucking park your car over there, back up your
Yeah.
car, so I can park my own car, and then we can talk. Like, what are you doing?
Spire, if just call valet, it's much easier that way.
Yeah, I apologize, but and then I had to do all the fucking claims and all that, and then get into this. It was like sushi place where it was like they had some sort of like all you can eat like thing that was set up that was relatively expensive, but you had like this 90-minute time limit, and you could keep like ordering like nigiri and like sashimi and stuff like that. The issue was, and they kept telling us it was because it was rush hour or whatever, but all I ordered was sashimi, right? I didn't even order nigiri. I was like, literally slice me fish. Just get one person over there, slice me like 5 pieces of fish, like per order, or like I order like 6 to maybe 9 piece like slices per order. And I said this was 90 minutes, right? I ordered exactly 3 times, eat 3 times, and each one was like around 6 to like 7 pieces ish on average. I had 3 plates total during the entire 90 minutes I was there. Three, three plates of just sashimi, not like rolls, not like they're frying stuff or whatever, just sashimi in 1.5 hours. I was like, what, like, like what on earth could, like, you could just have one guy, just the one guy that has actually experience over there doing stuff, and there are 8 people in the back. I counted. There are 8 people in the back. There are like 10 people at most, and there are like, maybe 3 groups. There are 10 people at most, customers at most in this place. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why is it taking 1.5 hours to get me 3 plates of food? And it's just like a like cavalcade of just people acting in the dumbest way possible. That just like numbed me today. And it was just a very interesting experience I had just this today. And that wrapped up a very sort of not very peaceful week as I prepared to actually I am planning to move out of my current job in 2 weeks. I'm going to plan on giving my 2 week notice this Monday, but it's been an interesting build up. So I just want to use Nier's lovely restaurant experience as a jumping off point for my lovely restaurant experience. But that was mine. And then for gotchas, I've been having slightly a better time, mainly because I've just been chilling in Horse Girl Land, all the Umas. Although it is pretty much
Oh
just
yeah, Spire, who's your favorite?
in like global or
Name
like
every
in
Uma.
Yeah, who's your
just
favorite?
like in global, huh? I don't really have a favorite in global right now because it's like how do I say
Liar.
this? It's like yes.
Liar.
No, I don't have. I've literally said I don't have a favorite because I've spent all of my idle shit energy on Love Live and
Here he
Idolmaster, and I
hates
don't have
Ogre
much
Cap.
more energy to give in
Hates
No,
Ogre
Uga.
he hates
Cap. He
all.
fucking
He hates
hates Gold
Umas.
Ship. Up, yup.
Nier, don't you know? Don't you know Ogre Cap is the saber of Fate. Uma Musume. Beat him up, Nier.
Uh-huh.
I think I do like Oguri Cap, but it's like again, it's very hard for me to like expend energy on like the Uma Musume franchise. And it sounds weird because
This guy says
Cinderella Grey is right
this
there,
guy says
but it's
expend
like
energy, but he plays the game more religiously than anyone else and looks up strategies. I don't
yeah, I
believe.
mean I
Don't believe his
play the
lies, Nier.
game, but in terms of like following the franchise, you know what I mean? It's like it's like
You play the
a little
game,
bit
you
different
get ready for
because
the
it's like
gacha, you do the CMs. That's following the
because it's
franchise.
like
You're
following the
following the
franchise is like
franchise by
you
following the gacha banners.
yeah,
Don't
Yeah,
believe his
he's
it's
lies.
got
like
you.
it's like
He's
you
got
have to like people have all this like
Oh, I have
I
to
have
save.
my
I have to
Oshi
save up.
horse and then I have this
I
like
had to
horse
save up
race lore and
carrots
I'm like I'm
for
just
the
not
next
that into
support
it.
card and the new horse girl.
Like
He's
I'm just
denying.
not
I
into
don't
the
believe his
whole
lies.
like I'm just not into the very like oh I have my Oshi horse bros. I have the horse that I adore as the idol and then the horse strategy. Like I'm not very into that for Uma. Like I get it. I get it. Because it's an idol game, but I'm just not
Yeah,
into it
I
for
have
Uma
that
Musume.
because I'm not stupid and I don't play the game.
Yeah,
So
you do the smarter thing. You just watch Cinderella
yeah,
Grey and then you fuck off.
I watch the
Yeah, exactly.
series.
That's actually
Go, wow, I like this. And then I do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
touch
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
game.
You should
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
should
That's the much
watch
better way to
you
go.
So I
should
get
watch
Yeah.
more
season 2.
enjoyment.
You can skip season 3 and probably season 1.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you can
I
watch. I like
reviewed
Teo.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should watch
you
them
literally
again.
was the one who reviewed the movies.
You should
But
watch them again.
anyways,
Teo's pretty cool.
Yeah, Teo is good.
yeah,
I had the hot take that it was that storyline is better than Cinderella Grey so far. So
yeah, but yeah,
That's
that
not a
was
hot take. That's fair. Teo season 2 is one of the better ones.
yeah. But anyways, pretty much been mostly on Uma for now. I haven't had too much time for other stuff. Mostly running around real life. But that's been about it for my 2 weeks. A little bit of stress on the real life side, but otherwise just playing endless. Dark.
yeah. I've been obviously keeping up with anime, tried some new series, keeping up with a lot of the sequels, because sequels this season are really good. Obviously, we got the new Trigun, we got was it new Trigun, we got new Fire Force, we got new Jujutsu Kaisen, we got I don't know, we got a lot. There's a lot of sequels.
What about Vigilantes?
Yes, I've been keeping up with that as well, though I'm not as crazy over season 2 so far as season 1. Season 2 is kind of doing a lot of like miscellaneous stuff, which I don't think is necessarily terrible either, because it is doing a lot of like slice of life world building, little like quote unquote filler episodes, which I think is fine
What about
considering season 1 was like so structured for like one villain.
what about Jujutsu Kaisen: The Hunger Games? See part 1.
Yeah, I mean,
called?
I'm making my way still through season 2, and then I'm gonna get on to that. But I am still chipping away at season 2, because season 2, this is another hot take. I do not give a flying. Or rather, I didn't because I'm through it now. But it's like the first like quarter or half of season 2. I don't give a fuck about Gojo's backstory. I'm gonna be real. That shit bored the ever living hell out of me. So I'm like kind of chipping away at it now. But it's good. I've been seeing some stuff from season 3, from the Culling game, and it also looks really good. I do know a lot of what happens because like I got spoiled on it and I read some of it. So I do kind of know roughly what happens. But that should be fun. I'm kind of glad that they are like pretty much like I guess now they're just burning through Jujutsu Kaisen like as fast as possible, which I think is good because like you don't really want another fucking Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer on your hands where it's like
Just
couple
Kaisen
years.
part 4, part 2.
Yeah, the final, and then it's like then you're like waiting over and over and over again for like seasons and shit, and you're like, okay, the series never ends, and the fucking anime is never ending now. Like, but yeah, I do like a good series that's over. So
Mhm.
there's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's all been fun. As far as like I've been doing gaming stuff. Been kind of like lulled on MMOs right now just because of like a lot of stuff is kind of in like well, actually no, that's not true. Final Fantasy 14 like release patches, but I don't play that right now anyway. I just stay sub to it cuz I'm an idiot and I don't
Mhm.
want to lose my house there. Um
Okay.
but WoW's next expansion comes out at the end of the month, 20 days. So I'm waiting on that.
Mhm.
And then as far as other stuff, Nier and I finally beat the base game of Elden Ring with the seamless co-op and Reforged mod. We beat every single boss that you could beat. I believe. Now
Sure
and
we
now we
missed.
gotta do the DLC.
I'm sure we missed a couple, but
Oh, I mean, we missed like some bullshit. I'm sure, like we missed some
yeah,
bullshit of like, oh yeah, by the way, there's like a mad pumpkin head under the fucking staircase somewhere. It's like,
yeah.
that type of stuff we definitely did not kill all of, but we did all the big ones. We did everything that has a remembrance, like a boss weapon. We did all the areas. And yeah, it was fun. We got the Rani ending,
Mhm.
and that's my
Okay.
favorite one. And yeah, and then we're gonna do the DLC at some point. But yeah, that was fun. What other gaming stuff? Haven't played Marvel Rivals a bit. Oh yeah, gotcha stuff. Yeah. Arcanite's been fun. I got to like the end of the current story, and as Nier said, when you hit the end of the current story, it's like the world is your oyster now, gamer. And it's just like, and I'm like, that's
What?
wow, that's really cool. There's nothing here. I was like, so I was like, I guess I'll build up my zip lines and stuff and like do my Death Stranding type shit now. I guess I'll do all that. I'll make sure my factories are like running. So like that part of it's really fun. But as far as like gameplay wise, yeah, they need like, they don't have like the weekly roguelike shit like other games. They have bosses, but they're not like, I don't think those are locked at all other than stamina. So like that's a bit unfortunate. They had like some other weird exploration mode that like I completed, and then it was like, oh yeah, to be continued, and I'm like, this isn't the weekly mode? Like what? So it's very, very odd.
Okay.
With some of that stuff. So I hope that's there. That game I've had pretty solid luck gotcha roll wise, which was nice. I got the Levitane, which is nice. I got Ember, who's the fire for her. I got Li Fang, who's cool. He's a cool guy. And I got I got his weapon too. Actually, I got all their weapons pretty quickly. His not so much. His I had to like fucking dip into my regular currency for, which is annoying, but I did it anyway. But so my luck's been good in there. Zenless, I'm starting to catch up with again with like events and shit and my rolls. Nier got to watch me burn all of my all my currency that I saved up to full mineral. Full
So it
mineral,
goes.
the full fucking like how many rolls is that? Like 160 or whatever? To fully
Yeah.
guarantee
I have.
Suna.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like abysmal. And then now I'm like 20 away from a guaranteed weapon, and I'm hoping it to God I get hers, because if I don't, I'm gonna fucking die, I guess.
Well, it's a 75-25 for the weapon, so
Yeah. Well, anything is possible. So yeah, so that's been something. But yeah, those games have been good. Trying to think of other stuff. Yeah, Code Vein 2 I picked up. That game is fun, but playing like so much Elden Ring has also been like kind of like demoralizing to pick up that game. Like I probably shouldn't have picked up that game. I should have known better. I was like, dude, you can never have too much. And then like I started playing Code Vein 2 and I'm like, this is actually too much. Like these are too many games that are like Elden Ring. But yeah, so that's been something else. And trying to think of anything aside from that, but I don't think so. I booted up Nikkei. Nikkei again,
Funny.
because
Yeah.
they're doing a Lico Rico crossover, which is cool.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be
Okay.
interesting.
All right. Okay. Pretty good then. Thank you very much, Dark. And last but not least, Toast. What about you? 2 weeks, please.
I got nothing.
Just pretty peaceful, quiet 2 weeks so far.
I mean, y'all see that the new Master Duel content?
nope.
Pretty good.
Nope.
And let me
Okay.
pull it up for you. You'll see why they brought me back into the game.
I saw like a dark magician, but he was like green or something.
Who cares about that? Here, let me pull this up right here. Right here.
Okay.
I posted the video. You'll see why. New solo mode.
Huh.
There you go. You got 13 seconds in? You'll see why. Kaede Hondo, who's that?
Wow.
Okay.
Feet? That's why?
Yeah.
Feet?
All right.
All the
Wow.
feet.
No, no, the new IP Masquerena stuff. IP Masquerena is really good.
Okay.
But yeah, new Master Duel, they're showing off that Konami animation studio.
Pretty good then.
Konami
Hey,
Kohara for S Force Rappa for Shinobu, aka SP Little Knight. I got you. Also, yeah,
oh, that's pretty good.
I bring this up because Master Duel unveiled a what was it world premiere new card, just like they did with yeah. Master Duel has now has like world premiere 2 cards before it comes out on the TCG, which is the first is Promethean Princess, and now
Mhm.
the new one. What is it? MP something. Yeah, I
You
forgot
what?
it.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
What is?
If you know, you know.
Okay.
WP Fancy Ball. That's the name of the card. Don't worry about it if you don't know. If you're not cool. I don't know. What else?
Okay.
I didn't get Polar Vortex sucks. I didn't get hit with anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of already tired of the cold here, so you could take my
Not that cold. Not cold. Not cold.
yeah,
Wear a shirt.
but yeah. I
What
guess
else?
if that's that, then
Dark. Dark? You ready?
For what?
You see that new Zets? Pretty good.
Oh no, I did not see that yet. No, I'm gonna watch that
You see the new.
tomorrow.
You need this. Do you see the new super form that they've been teasing?
No, I have not.
You
This
saw the new
has been good
transformation
though.
device? We're
No, is
finally
it
getting that super
not
rod.
just sixes? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's on the what is it? Bandai Namco site. They teased the new transformation device.
Okay, okay.
okay.
I don't know what
All
else.
right.
You like cheese?
What?
Yeah.
Do you like cheese? I don't like cheese.
Why?
Just
Why?
kidding. I
Why?
like cheese.
Okay. I was gonna say it must be nice.
Okay.
Vegan cheese sucks. I don't know. Oh
Well,
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I guess if that's
Spire, who is your favorite Uma Musume? You can go Japan. You can go all the way to Japan now.
all right. Well, I mean, to that's I think another discussion. But thank you very much, Toast, for your 2 weeks. Um, I guess with that, I'm going to. I think we should just start off with actually a person who hasn't had first take or first slot in our reviews for a while, which is Nier.
Me? All right, I'll go.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Nier. What do you have for us?
Um, what is this piece of shit called again?
It's let me see this as a Yuusha-kei ni Choubatsu Yuusha 9004体 Keimu Kiroku. Also known as Sentenced to be a Hero, the prison records of Penal Hero Unit 9004.
What does the
For
9004
Q.
stand for?
Some bullshit. I don't know, man.
I don't know. But yeah, this is also known as Yuusha-kei. But this is a light novel, web novel original. Yeah, I think it was a web novel original, and it became obviously floated up, went through the usual like light novel manga adaptation, and then became an anime adaptation by I believe Studio Kai. Studio Kai is
Papers.
the main studio leading the charge. But yeah, um,
Near
do you want to talk to us a little bit about the description, the staff, stuff like that?
Uh,
have you been to a penal colony before?
no. Why would I?
What?
Bro thinks
So
it's
you've never
holes.
you've never been
Yeah.
to Guantanamo Bay
You
No.
never took a
or
visit.
Australia?
The alligator Guantanamo. Gitmo. But anyways, so do you want to talk to us a little bit about the series here?
Yeah, it's Sky Slop.
No.
Believe it or not. Yeah, so the basic, I guess, premise is our main character, what the fuck is this guy's name? Xylo 4 Barts
Okay.
That's his name. He's a former like royal knight Templar dude.
Same.
Who got essentially framed for killing a goddess. And in this world, goddesses are like these kind of like man-made weapons that are capable of like doing crazy magic in order to fight back the blight.
Perhaps intelligence?
Yeah, yeah. They're
Okay.
basically
Near,
they're basically magical girls.
Near,
Oh,
have
okay,
you
okay,
heard
okay.
of this anime called Candidate for Goddess?
No.
Never mind then,
Yeah. I don't
because it
watch the
sounds kind of like that.
I don't watch as much slop as you do. Sorry.
Near, this is a mecha anime that I know someone in that every week someone in Anime Club tried to peddle that towards us, and it was weird,
Uh, yeah.
and he never made it.
Um yeah, he gets set up and sort of framed for the murder of a goddess.
Mhm.
And the sort of like I guess framing setup is he gets given this order to go, take out this group of, blighted demons or whatever, and they essentially get like his squad gets like abandoned. And
Mhm.
through the course of that, the goddess that he is like pacted to, overexerts herself, like she kind of drains her power,
Mhm.
and a result of that is she gets infected with the blight. And the blight in this series is like this weird sort of organic um, parasite that kind of infects living things and turns them into like demons, basically.
Okay.
Um,
Like actual
and it
demons or like zombies or what's
they're
happening?
they're kind of like zombies. They're like they're kind of just like big monsters that have like fungus sticking out of them almost. And
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
yeah,
Ooh,
okay,
it's just
okay,
like The
okay.
they're kind
Last
of
of
weird
Us.
design. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
But if The Last of Us was magic. Um,
Yeah.
and so in order to prevent her from getting blighted, because I guess the consequence would be like this like literal living super weapon would be a demon and they'd be like unstoppable. Um, in order to prevent that, he kills her. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, and then when he gets back to like the capital, whatever, they sentence him for killing the goddess. Like they're like,
Right, right, right.
you were never given those orders and yada yada yada, and you killed your goddess, and they don't believe, um, like they don't believe in like the idea that a goddess could be infected with the blight. Like that's heresy or whatever.
Right, right, right.
And so they sentence him to be a hero. And in this world, I guess like being sentenced to be a hero is like a fate worse than like the death penalty. Because what a hero is in this is kind of like you're like an immortal um, soldier basically, and every time you die, they basically just have the ability to stick your soul into a body and you reincarnate with like
It's kind of like those it's like the dreadnoughts in Warhammer, right? Where you're like, oh, you're
kind of,
punished,
yeah.
so it's like you get stuck onto those machines that have to keep fighting.
Yeah, and then the sort of trade off, I guess, outside of just being a fucking slave, like a slave on the front lines, is that every
Mhm.
time you die and you come back, you lose a bit of yourself, like a bit of your memories or your
Memories, right?
personality or whatever, until eventually you're just like this droned out husk that only knows how to like follow orders and fight.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
And so the initial setup is like a revenge isekai, right? Because he's like, I'm gonna get the people who framed me, right?
Mhm.
And then the start of the series, like I guess the sort of dynamic that's going on is um, one of Xylo's kind of like comrades, Dota. He's like this cowardly, craven, like kleptomaniac, and he just like steals anything that's not bolted down. Um,
Same.
and he ends up stealing this coffin. Um, and in the coffin is another goddess. And Xylo
What
is
the-
like,
Okay.
Xylo is like, I'll never work with another goddess again, right? Because of what
Mhm.
happened. But like in the process of the first episode, a bunch of people start dying because there's this like royal knight captain that's too stupid to sound the retreat, and a bunch of people start dying around him. And in order to obviously he's such a good guy, and he wants to do the right thing, despite his his tough exterior and his grievances or whatever. In order to save as the people that he can, he ends up signing another pact with this goddess, and he kills like one of the demon lords, and this sort of dynamic that's going on afterwards is basically like um, he's this grumbling hero who is doing his duty with like gritted teeth or whatever, but now he's got this goddess tagged along who's like, she's basically a fucking retarded child who's like constantly
Yeah, I
seeking
mean it's a very
glory,
classic
and
pairing, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
she's constantly
yeah, yeah,
seeking
yeah.
glory and wanting to use her powers and do the right thing and help people. And Xylo's like, the world, it's not that simple, kid. The world isn't built like that,
Yeah, it's like a very classic thing of like the lolly girl who's like super powerful and running around versus
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
dude. Is when you say like the goddess is a weapon and then he needs to like do the contract and everything. So what is like that action sequence of like what is that power exactly? Like that.
So yeah, so the pact that the sort of like, I guess they don't really go too deep into like the mechanics of the pact just yet.
Mhm.
But he basically it's like a blood pact thing. So he cuts his hand. She kisses
And
the
he just
wound.
he gains powers or like what
Yeah,
happens?
so he gets powers. So Xylo's like main, I guess, for like way he fights is, so the magic in this is they call it seals, and it's basically like imbuing I guess objects with like powers, right?
Mhm.
And so because Xylo is a hero, and I guess his body is all fucked up, he can only use he can use a very limited amount of seals. Um, and the seals he can use are like making things fucking explode. And so his main like power is he uses like these throwing daggers that like explode, right?
Yeah,
Um,
okay, Gambit.
yeah. But then the goddess he's packed with, what's her name? Tiorita. Um, she's the goddess of swords, and so she gives him basically like unlimited blade works,
Explo-
essentially. So
exploding swords. Yeah.
yeah, so he can throw as many as like exploding swords as he
Jesus
wants to.
Christ.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, like combat and stuff is a lot of, it's a lot of explosions, a lot of jumping around,
Okay.
flying
Okay. Okay.
around, and exploding. Um, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty flashy. And again, the main I guess reason I check this out, because again, I don't usually watch isekai. Like I usually avoid it quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
But the audio visuals for this were pretty interesting looking. They're pretty flashy. It's got a kind of um, it's kind of got like, it looks like Studio Kai's kind of trying to emulate what something like Mushoku Tensei has going on with the color
Okay.
palette,
Interesting.
right?
Uh-huh.
But it's not quite as uh um detailed. So it's kind of got the, how what was that series called? Tower of God. You remember Tower of God? How it had like the
Oh my
kind of like
God.
the flat coloring. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's got a bit more of that going on. But unlike Tower of God, it actually has a pretty decent color palette, so I think it works pretty well here.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps that there is actually shading in this. When a character is in like a dark area, or like a sword is like glinting in the light, there is actually shading going on. It's not just solid color throughout the entire frame. So
Mm-hmm.
it looks pretty nice. Episode 1 is like this. They do this the classic like episode 1 is like 50 minutes long, um, and it looks really really nice. It's got some really nice cuts. But episode 1 is also like 90% like fighting. Like there's really not very much plot going on in episode 1. It's
Is
all combat.
is most of the fighting like still decent though? Because there again, even
Yeah,
if there
it's
is a
quite
lot of
solid.
fighting, yeah.
And it
Okay.
looks really nice. Although there is a bit of a, it's not like super bad, but it's a pretty noticeable drop off in quality from episode 1 to episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely kind of front loaded a lot of the fancy cuts.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
audio visuals overall are quite nice. Again, I think the um the fight choreography, I think, depending on how they start to break it up, I think it could get a little stale. Because again, like his main form of combat is kind of just like making something explode, and it's like how many times can you really do that without it, start to get boring. But so far they've kept it
Right.
fairly interesting by having like other characters fight and stuff. He tags along with some of the royal knights, and he's also got his own, like there's other heroes in his squad, and they've got their own sort of gimmicks and stuff. Like one guy uses like contraptions that he builds to shoot flames, or they're like walking robots or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the one guy in his squad that the one guy is like just one of those like droned out fucking zombies. Like the only thing he knows how to do is fight, and all he does is he like charges in with a fucking axe and he just goes ape shit.
Right.
And then Teodata's like magic herself is also quite well done. It's all at least as far as I could tell, pretty much all of it is for the magic effects. They're all hand done. All the explosions are like they're hand drawn.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
okay. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
it's quite nice looking. And it remains pretty consistent too. So that's nice. There's been a handful of bits of CG where they're like large scale, like there's like a whole battalion or something fighting a bunch of demons. Then they'll use some CG here and there, and there's been a bit of CG blending, a bit of rotoscoping here and there, but it all looks pretty nice, I think. And overall the visuals are definitely like the standout. I think they're pretty much like the main reason why you would watch this, I think, because at the end of the day, it's like this is a revenge isekai fucking battle slop, right? So it's got to look nice, and it does in fact look nice. As for the music, I mean, it's pretty bog standard. It's about what you'd expect, right? It's a lot of
Wait, you say revenge isekai here. Do you mean like just like the theme is like generally kind of darker and there you have the anti-hero set up, or do you mean revenge isekai is like he's actually trying to like
yeah.
get
So his
get back
his
to something?
motivation is like to figure out who, like essentially who gave the order to go out
Mm-hmm.
and like that eventually got his original like goddess killed. Um,
I see. I see.
yeah. So, because
Okay.
there's
Okay.
they're hinting at some sort of like I guess corruption or conspiracy within like the royal knights or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
they haven't touched on it too much so far, but that's
Mm-hmm.
obviously like
And
the
also when you're talking about, sorry to kind of have talk a little bit more about the plot, but I was pretty interested. So it's like obviously there's kind of like a lot of pathways that this sort of setup can go down. Um, what? So I guess the first question is there a, you said back, hey, when they become a hero, part of it is the whole like the more you die and like kind of get reborn and like force fight over and over again, the more you lose yourself, your memories and your sense of self, your personality, whatever, right? Your ego. Um, is that like a big foreshadowing, foreboding kind of part of the series? That's like obviously like it's going to lead into some sort of like main end climax plot kind of thing where it's like, "Oh, I know I'm going to die, but I'm going to keep doing this anyways to save the girl or do whatever, some noble act, right? Is that like an actual thing that's hanging over the series, like a sword Damocles, or
um
like what's happening?
I think so far it's mostly just been used as like uh it's kind of just like to counterbalance the whole idea that like yeah like because obviously the punishment is that you're immortal, right? Like you can't
Yes.
you're
Yes.
forced to be on the front lines and you can't like die a true death, right? And so I think to kind of like keep stakes there, like and prevent like all of the characters within the squad being just like suicidal, right? Like just completely reckless and running in and doing whatever the fuck they want. I think it's just like a slight amount of consequence, like, oh, if you die, you might lose yourself, right? It hasn't really been like like uh much of like a blade hanging over the character's throat or anything so far. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it'll probably come up, but so far it's been like like um it's more of like the character kind of scolding the other characters, be like, if don't be stupid or don't be rash. If you don't fight smart, then you'll lose yourself eventually, right? Um,
Right.
yeah. So it hasn't really been used as a tool yet. I'm sure it probably will be. Um, Eventually they'll probably do something where maybe the main character dies, protecting the girl, and he loses some like short-term memory. It probably won't be too consequential, I think, but they'll probably use it to have like an emotional moment or something.
Okay. And,
But
and
yeah.
and also in terms of like the balance of screen time, is it like mostly kind of them just kind of going through the town or like whatever demon or like doing that sort of like dungeon crawl quote unquote thing where they're trying to defeat the demon or going through the next like mini arc and again it's the whole like anti-hero like oh you don't know what it's like versus like the lolly kind of running around the goddess running around or is it like mostly action or like how's the screen time kind of divvied out?
So, like I said, episode 1 is like it's like 90% combat. Like it's very little like interaction, and it's fucking just constant explosions. But after that, it's pretty. I think it's pretty decently balanced. There's some because Toyota is obviously like the um she's like a mix of like the comic relief and the sort of like humanizing aspect, as you would expect with this sort of like, gruff hero mixed with a paired with a lolly type stuff. And so it's usually the sort of arc because so far it's like mini arcs, right? Like they'll go to a
Of
mining
course, of
town and
course.
they'll have to clear out like a blighted mine, or they'll go to a forest and they'll have to clear out, with the demons or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that. And then the sort of formula is like they'll get their assignment, they'll introduce whatever sub characters need to be set up, and then um the main character will be like, ugh, we're just here to do a mission. I don't even give a fuck, like whatever. And then Toyota will be like,
Okay.
well, aren't we supposed to like save people? and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then Xylo will be like, oh, yeah, I guess we're supposed to save people. What the fuck ever.
So is that done in like a very like comical bent, or like are you just
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh
not.
my
It's
god, this is
yeah,
stupid? Yeah.
it's pretty self-aware. It's not like
Okay.
it doesn't feel eye rolly. Like it doesn't really feel. It's not like unique, or it's not really done like in a way that really makes me go like, wow, this is like novel. But it's I think it's done well enough to where it's like it's entertaining enough to stick along for the ride. Like the character interactions and the chemistry between them, it feels natural enough to not be like, it doesn't feel forced. You know what I mean?
Right,
Um,
right, 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 right.
like it's a bit of a cliche, but it's I think it's done well enough.
Okay.
Um,
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's mostly it in terms of plot. I mean, the character interactions are pretty good. There's a bit of comedy here and there. Again, most of it is kind of just most of the comedy is kind of like either Toyota being like painfully like naive or ignorant or innocent or whatever, um,
hmm
or it's like one of the other hero crew people being like a complete like lunatic. Like one of the guys in the squad literally thinks he's like the king of the land. Like he is the king. And so all the other guys in the squad like refer to him as like Your Majesty. Um, and so he's a real like eccentric character. But yeah, they're all like fun enough. Again, it's nothing like crazy. Like it's nothing um unique or it's not really breaking any new ground. But I think in terms of like you know, you're going into this watching like expecting isekai battle slop shonen type shit, right? You know, there's a bit more to chew on here than just like flashing colors in front of your face, right? So it's kind of nice in that regard. But yeah,
Is
it's
most of
nothing.
the interaction are most of like the kind of sort of interactions in the story mostly internal monologues of the protagonist and kind of just like him and the goddess, or is it like does he spend a lot of time talking with like this forecaster, or like how's that kind of done?
Yeah, so majority of it is between Xylo and Teodota the goddess. They're
Okay.
kind of like the
Okay.
main duo, and then everyone else is kind of like, you know, they'll peek their head in every once in a while, but for the most part, it's just those two. I'd say it's like those two, and then um, there's like this royal knight like captain that gets like assigned to the hero squad to sort of like supervise them, and I think
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I guess probably like a more prominent like sub character than the other characters, but she's, I guess, like the more prominent like pillar, I guess, in terms of the sub characters, because the way she ties into it, I guess, is probably the main like connection that the main character is going to have to, you know, gleaning info on like his true goal of figuring out who in the Royal Knights set him up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the most part, the others are kind of like either, um, you know, comic relief gags, or it's like, you know, they're just kind of roped into the current arc. Um, but
Right,
yeah,
right, right,
for
right, right.
for in terms of like
Okay.
character development, it's like the main pair. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I see, I see, I see. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. Pretty good.
Um,
Okay. Anything else?
yeah. So I guess just wrapping up audio visuals. The OP is what is it? Kill the Noise by Spy Air. Um,
Spire, okay.
it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty standard J rock kind of track. It's catchy enough, I think. The OP looks pretty nice. It's got I mean, it's about what you expect for a battle kind of OP. It's got a lot of characters panning and, you know, flying around, and a few laser beams, you know, stuff like that. A couple shots of the character brooding. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it looks nice. I mean, it's a decent OP, I guess. Um, the ED is well, actually, I don't think they've. Yeah, they're doing like the thing where they kind of mix the uh they don't have like a proper ED. They kind of just have like epilogue for the arc as credits roll kind of thing.
But do they not have music during the epilogue or what?
So sometimes they'll do a more, I guess, like just kind of orchestral swell, and then sometimes they'll just insert the OP into the ED,
Okay.
because
Interesting.
some of the episodes don't actually play like the OP,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll like save the OP song for the ED. Um, yeah, it's an interesting, I guess, sort of
Okay.
directing thing. Maybe they're aiming for something more cinematic. I'm not too sure, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Okay,
an
okay,
odd
okay, okay.
choice, but I think it works fairly well, I guess. But yeah,
Okay.
um, yeah, audio visuals are solid. Characters are pretty solid. I'd say the only other, I guess, kind of standout thing I bring mention to is um, Toyota is voiced by Mayu Izuka, and I think she's doing a pretty good job here. She's not,
Okay.
yeah, she's not a super uh, common VA. I mean, she's had like 2 or 3 main roles here and there, smattered through the last like you know, decade. I don't know if she's a more maybe she's like a more video game oriented voice actor, or you know, maybe she's like an actor. I'm not too sure, but she does a really good job here. You know, she balances the sort of I guess innocence with the kind of like yearning to do is a good thing, and then the
Mm.
comedic elements as well. It's pretty good. She kind of has she's kind of like a more, I guess, moe version of kind of like Shinobu from Monogatari in that sense.
Oh, she did Narase in Under Night apparently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
she does a pretty good job
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's about what you'd expect, right? I mean, it's fucking Revenge is Kai. It's not as like
It's not as heavy on
annoyingly.
the revenge part, right? From what I'm
Yeah, it's not as
sensing.
annoyingly like gritty and edgy as a lot of these Revenge
Uh-huh.
Isekais are, which I think is nice. Because like, don't get me wrong, I like fucking edgy series every once in a while, but like a lot of these Revenge Isekai series are like, they're just annoying. You know what I mean? They're almost like they're almost trying to prove a point or something, or they're trying to one up
It's like
each other.
they have to. It's always a very kind of like extreme situation because for me, what those sorts of revenge series always go through a phase of is like they always it's what's on the screen is either always the worst people doing the worst things to like do that build up, and then the protagonist doing some sort of cathartic thing because more catharsis is always good, or the third thing that always fills the screen time is just like the hero going like, no, I'm just gonna be good from now on, or something like that, right? Like kind of doing the redemption, like
Yeah,
I will be good or whatever after this, and that sort of like the juggle between the protagonist getting his or the villains getting their comeuppance, right, and the protagonist getting all the catharsis in the world, and then but and then the protagonist redemption and like all of that stuff. It's just like there's no in between. There's no like nuance to it, essentially. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure this series is probably gonna have moments of that. Especially where like when the main character discovers who exactly set him up, he's probably gonna have some real edgy moments. But right now he's mostly kind of just like a brooding, stoic, like reluctant good guy, which I think works. It's not
Mhm.
like again, it's not like the deepest, most interesting thing in the world, but for a series like this, it works. And it's certainly a step up from a lot of isekai slop out there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
not the most groundbreaking thing, but I think it's uh worth a watch for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
And
if
it
it's
is
just
very rare that you did kind of take a stab at this and you didn't come away like hating yourself. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What would you rate it out of 10? Mal rating, please.
Yeah. So this is sitting at an 8.2 on Mall.
8.2. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, probably because it has shiny colors and a bit of blood. Um, Personally, I'd probably give this like a 6.5. I think.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay. That's still higher than I expected from you. Well, for the
yeah,
series. So.
I think it's solid. It's fun enough to watch. Again, it looks really
Mhm.
nice. You know, it's got really all you could want from one of these outside of better writing. But beggars can't really be choosers with a lot of these kind of isekai type series, right? So
Yeah. Let it be known that Nier does like isekai. So.
I did I had pretty high praises for Mushoku Tensei. So
Oh, right. That is true. You did review it and you said you did praise it quite a bit.
yeah,
So, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Nier. I almost called you Toast here, but thank you very
that
much,
hurts, bro.
Nier.
That hurts.
uh and that he did just cover again Sentenced to Be a Hero, the prison records of Penal Hero Unit 9004. So again, Yuusha-kei Shosu, also known as Yuusha-kei, if you want to kind of check out a little bit more of an economy sky flow, obviously, it is still does fit into Revenge Isekai, but it has some strengths to it that are pretty nice to check out. And if if you vibe with this sort of subgenre, obviously with Isekai stuff, and you want to see some pretty nice action sequences, please do check it out. Next here we have Toast. Toast. What do you have for us?
Nier, why do you hate Synergy SP?
I don't hate them. They're just not really that good of a studio.
Nier, they did Hayate, something called Hayate no Gotoku and Initial D.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I
Did they-
like
did they-
Synergy SP. What?
Did they take over Haiten no Gotoku after Manglobe just went bankrupt or something? Is that how
It
that
just
works?
says
Or no?
studio.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
They also did what is this? Oh, is that Karen Jones? That's interesting. Where am I going with this? Yeah.
Synergy. Although on topic of Synergy SP anime,
Yeah,
Toast.
Nier. Have you died yet?
Fortunately, no.
Nier, what would you do if you died?
I'd probably be dead.
Stay
I
dead.
think.
Yes, stay dead.
Nier, what would happen? What do you think would happen to your? That's I don't know your account when you die.
Well, hopefully I would have somebody let you guys know that I'm dead, and then they would sit there and rot. I think.
Too bad, Nier. You've died. Do you know what
All right.
happens when you die? What happens to your? Uh, I don't know. Let's just colloquially call it your internet account when you die.
What?
Well, what happens to your internet account when you die? I mean,
Yeah.
It becomes its own sentient thing, like
I
Toy
know
Story.
it's
I'm pretty sure.
no, a certain someone whose internet history got released after they.
Ooh, wait, who?
What is it? So what
No,
happens?
I was just talking about.
Toast.
What?
So what happens, Toast?
Oh, I don't know. Nier, have you watched
Okay, man.
I don't know. Nier, have you watched a videotape recently?
Like a VHS
A
tape? No,
Yes.
dude. Definitely not.
Nier, what if you found a cursed videotape?
I would probably not watch it. I would probably burn it.
Too bad, Nier. What if you watched it and you only have 7 days to live? What would you do?
I'd probably just kill myself.
So where is this going, Toast?
So Nier, when you know what happens when you die and you're when you die
Yeah.
and you're in the internet and what happens to your internet account? It becomes a cursed videotape.
Uh-huh.
That's what they
Uh-huh.
call a dead account, Nier.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a good segue.
I tried.
So, you're covering this series called Dead Account, right? This is a Synergy SP headed series. Originally a manga. Actually, it was published in Shonen Magazine Comics here, Weekly Shonen Magazine. But yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah, so not to be what is it? Not to be confused with Dead Accounts. Dead Accounts is a Broadway written play by no. Where
Uh-huh.
are you taking me, Wikipedia? Anyway,
but yeah,
so yeah,
so Dead Account.
so it's an anime made by Synergy SP.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
who did
And
some
So do
super
you want to
cool
tell us
stuff
about the
back in the
story?
day. Yeah, so it's Dead Accounts hmm. So Dead Account is this one's an anime, originally a manga, who was written and illustrated by Shizumu Watanabe. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Oh, really? Hmm.
It kind of looks like the Blue Exorcist author. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Well, you're
the art
wrong.
look. Okay, wait.
So
Who is this?
let me tell you. Do you guys have you read Shishunki no Iron Maiden or Kono Kanajo no wa Fiction Desu?
Oh, I know the Kono Kanojo fiction deaths.
Of
Yes.
course, you know that one. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes,
that
yes,
author.
yes, yes.
I would say I know this author through the Iron Maiden one.
Okay,
So
okay.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Kono
so
Kanojo fiction deaths was pretty popular once upon a while, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, so
so
he's
yeah.
pretty he's had a
Hot,
couple of series up his sleeve.
yeah. Really? So I'll just say hot take. After Shishunki no Iron Maiden, all the series have been the same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
I'll get
mean,
to that
you can
now.
only capture lightning in a bottle so many times, but at least dead account looks a little bit better. But
No, Spire, we're not. No, Spire. No, you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. This is why I'm covering it and you're not. Spire, have you read
okay.
Real
Well, do you
Account?
want to tell us a little bit more about it?
Spire, have you
I
read
think you
Real Account?
reviewed Real Account, didn't you?
Did I? Real account?
Did I? Or
It
who's?
does not sound familiar.
Did no one
No,
review that?
I
Wasn't that
know
recent?
of
Was it?
real
Wait, was
account.
Real Account not recently? Am I crazy?
no.
No,
Real Account was
real
in
account
the.
was a while back. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
know of real account, but I've never read it. So because this is like
Yeah.
this is a battle
So
royale game,
Spire,
so
we go for
I wouldn't
Real
have read it.
Account. We go to Dead Account. So, and if
Wait, it is
Spire,
actually written by the same author. I just noticed.
Spire, you know what you know of Real Account, right?
Yeah,
He's
yes,
literally writing the
I know
same
of
thing
real account.
twice. Because, like, except this one has ghosts. Real
Yeah,
Account was
okay,
a
okay.
death game about social networking. Dead Account
Uh-huh.
is now an exorcist.
Yeah, it's
Get
like I don't know,
ghosts
Exorcist, but with like
about
YouTube
social
accounts.
networking. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
why kind of a hack. That's why I said like right after Iron Maiden, this person basically wrote the same thing twice. Okay, so whatever. Well, let's start. So the main character's name is Inishiro Soji,
Uh-huh.
and his I guess his YouTube account is called Ao Ringo because he's got blue hair, and he is a what's what's the Japanese term for like for a rage baiter?
A rage baiter? Just like probably just like a troll, like Arashi or something like that, right?
Like it's
Or Chubo or something like that.
so
But yeah, rage bait.
he makes rage bait video content,
Uh-huh.
or I guess they call him a flame baiter. I don't know, sure. Where he like like oh like some guy's making a video and he's like oh I'm going to intrude on this video and beat him up, and then like he does stuff like that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in order to get flamed online. But don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. Do you do you know why he does all these flame rage bait videos that
Why?
garner all these views and all these comments? It's to pay for his sister's hospital bills.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, that makes
This is
everything
Don't
fine
just
then.
Does he
fucking
live in
that
India?
other Korean thing where you that
Viral hit?
Spire covered. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, kind
Yeah,
of.
viral hit.
But don't worry,
The funny thing is Synergy XP also actually no, they didn't do that one. Okay, but yeah, a viral hit was
don't
also
worry. He might act like a flame bear, but don't worry. He's a nice, kind boy who's paying for a his sister's hospital bills. But guess what? Too bad. His sister died.
what
Nice.
the
Wow.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's like, oh, his sister died. And then, he was all like, oh, I'm depressed and whatnot. I've quit flame baiting now. And then
uh-huh.
I think like a month later, he suddenly gets a mysterious text from his dead sister who's like, oh, don't worry. I didn't actually die, even though you saw me die horribly in the hospital. And he's
Okay.
like, oh, I'm, what's her name? Is it Akari? I think her name's
Takari, yeah.
Akari. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Like,
Takari.
yeah, like, oh, don't. So he's all like, oh, happy, my sister's not actually dead. And then some guy with a hammer shows up and starts beating the shit out of him.
What?
What the okay?
Okay.
And he's all like, oh, that's not your sister. don't have you and he's like dressed up in exorcism gear, and he's like, that's not your sister, it's a dead account.
Damn.
Oh, it's like a monster, essentially.
It's
The
a
cursed
thing
monster or
where
whatever that took over
like, you know,
over.
if it's a, there's a backstory like nowadays, you know, there used to be, you know, ghosts and grudges, you know, like, you know, ghosts form in places where people have like there's a high attachment to that place or whatnot. But
Uh-huh.
nowadays, in
Yes.
the modern digital age, what is the thing that people are most attached to?
Oh, I
Your
see. So they
That's
latch
right.
onto
phone.
accounts.
That's right, Jay.
Okay.
Your phone. And so
This
when
says
a
a lot
dead
about
person,
society.
yeah, so when a dead person dies and they're like sometimes their account gets if they have like sometimes their account becomes active again and becomes possessed by a ghost. That's the dead account. And so
Okay,
that's
okay,
his
okay.
job.
I see.
So this guy with the hammer's job is to exorcise the ghost, because
Okay,
you know.
okay, okay.
So the dead sister's, you know, the dead sister that's been messaging him suddenly comes out of the phone. It's like, oh, I'm a ghost now. And then the guy with the hammer is like, damn, that's a strong ghost, and gets knocked out. But don't worry, what's his name? Inishiro. Get you know, Inishiro has like, you know, he has his whole like, oh, my sister's not dead, and then they got the camera guy's like, "Well, he's actually dead, you moron." He's like, oh, okay, sure. That whole
Okay.
retrospective thing is like, damn, I guess my sister's dead, and I don't want her ghost to, you know, I want her to pass on and live.
Mhm.
And then and then like, you know, because he's a flame baiter, and you know he does rage content on the internet. Guess what? He awakens his cyberkinesis power from his phone, and guess what it is?
Flames?
That's right, Jay. He gets the
Oh.
power of blue flames because he's a flame
Wait,
baiter.
so
Badass.
do the other people get like similar kind of powers, like based upon how they mess around with their online like social media accounts?
Yeah, the other guy
Okay,
has a
that's pretty cool.
hammer. Guess what he does online?
uh,
He
wood
like he's like a
Bans
mod or
people.
cutting.
That's right.
yeah.
He's like a Reddit moderator or whatever the
Oh,
equivalent
That's pretty
is.
good. That's
yes,
pretty good.
bro.
I'm not gonna
Reddit
lie.
moderators
Yes.
are really important.
True. They should be treated like
Prophetic,
celebrities.
prophetic,
Yeah.
prophetic.
That is actually not
Yeah,
bad. Like this is like
I
a
don't
good
know.
setup. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
gets pretty wonky. So yeah, he defeats the ghost, and it's like, oh, and she's like, thank you, Oni-chan, and she passes away, or I guess passes
Okay.
peacefully, and then
Uh-huh.
he suddenly gets kidnapped to was it called Maiden Academy or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Like Academy
'cause-
for Exorcists, right?
yeah, pretty much. And
Okay,
it's
okay,
apparently in
okay.
the Gunma prefecture. Do you know what else is in the Gunma prefecture?
What?
That's right, a tofu shop.
What the fuck? Yeah.
That's my little tidbit for the day. So yeah, he gets because he showed off his spiritual power. He awakened spiritual power, I guess, because he was talking to his
Uh-huh.
sister. So they're like, oh, we're gonna take him to Maiden Academy. It's this to the public eye. It's a place where to children, high school students who are too attached to their phones, they go there. Speaking of
The outside world, right? Yeah. Okay.
speaking of a penal, what is it? A penal colony near. Yeah, it's like or what was that one thing? What was that one show that I reviewed where it was? I think it was Chinese. It was like, oh, these kids are on their phone too much. We're gonna take them to a death camp. What was it called? Uh,
I'm not
I didn't even know we covered
sure.
that. That sounds
I
insane.
what was it called?
I feel like you did cover something like that
Yeah,
before, but I don't know what the name of it was. Sorry, I forget.
I did cover it. It was whatever. I don't remember it either. But it was like
Yeah.
a thing where people. It was like these kids are too much on their social media too much. So we're gonna take them to this school, and if you get on a phone, you die or whatever.
Hmm.
I forgot what the name of that.
But yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
But yeah.
Um.
So he takes the thing, and then and that's pretty much where we got so far. He got into one battle.
So
You
is
meet
this
the
like
cast of
setting up
characters.
for? Is this setting up for like a mini
Oh,
arc
I guess
kind of?
I
thing, or
guess.
is it like a
I
episode?
guess we'll go into like the main plot of the story. So like
Okay.
at Maiden, is it called Maiden Academy or whatever?
Uh-huh.
The I guess the main teacher exorcist guy shows up and he's all like, "Hey, Flame Baiter, it's our fault your sister died because you saw how she died, right? She died with horrible blood coming out of her eyes and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Your sister didn't die from her illness. She was killed by a ghost of her grudge. Do you want to?
Yes.
And it's like this evil ghost. It's called Sad Boy K. So yeah, your
Yes.
sister was killed by Sad Boy K. So now Flame Beta guy is all like, oh, I must become an exorcist to avenge my sister. That's the plot of the series.
Okay, so is this going into mini arcs? Is this like a monster of the week kind of thing? What is it?
I don't know, not really.
So it's a little bit longer. Like what is the current build up
I
right
don't
now?
know. I'm 4 episodes in. That's about it. I guess
Okay, okay.
that's three
So they're
episodes.
just
The
in the
fourth
academy and
episode,
that's it.
fourth episode, there he joins he joins class 1B and he's out on his first mission and we meet a new character in there and whatnot. That's about it so far. To be honest,
Okay.
I'd tell you more, but I don't really read that account because, like I said, after a real account, I stopped reading this author's works.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Do you want to then go over
Yeah.
the audio visuals real quick?
All right. I guess I'll go over the voice actors first. So the main character, Soji Enishiro, is voiced by someone named Nobuhiko Okamoto. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, yeah. Casual screaming voice actor. Obviously,
I guess.
I think a lot of these are. I mean, it's a very veteran voice cast overall. But yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
this is like the
that's
standard like gay
Nobuhiko
boy,
Okamoto.
pretty
And
boy
then
voice actors.
the bandhammer guy, his name is Kasubata. He's
Uh-huh.
voiced by Koki Uchiyama.
Uchiyama
Hold on.
Koki. Yes, Uchiyama Koki.
You know who that is?
It's it says Aventus here for, but let me see. Oh, he did Ichikai in Infinite Stratus. I always forget he did that. God damn it. But yeah, he does a lot of like protagonist roles. Like,
Uh, no, wrong. He voices the Spider-Man and Tojima Kamen Rider. Also Philip in Futo Pi. I don't know who you're talking about.
okay,
Oh yeah, whatever. And then let's see. I guess the new character that we got introduced to, the the
female.
purple haired chick, Kiyomi
Mm-hmm.
Urusugawa, is voiced by
Uh-huh.
someone called Fyro's Eye. You know who Fyro's Eye
Yeah,
voices
fire there.
Fire? That's
What?
right. She voices Yukarisu in Tojima Kamen Rider. So we got a 2 for 2 here.
So you're saying this series is essentially a Tojo Kamen Rider?
I guess. I don't know. I guess those are the main characters we've been
Uh-huh.
introduced recently. Those three. There's the teacher, um,
Hmm.
Yoimaru Asaki, who's voiced by Takaya Sato. Who's this guy? Why does he got glasses? I don't know. He's some guy, I guess.
Yeah. Again, mostly a pretty veteran voice acting cast, I would say.
He's the
But
main guy in Re Monster. What is
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Ding Dong like King Kong? Is that how it goes?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The main guy who keeps like eating the other like animals and stuff like that,
Yeah, I
and
guess
goblins. Yeah.
I'd say those are the four main characters so far. We saw like the other characters, but who cares? Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Um, Audio visuals.
How do I pronounce? Spire, you said you read this author's previous works, right? I guess
No, I said
you
I
lied to me
was mainly just familiar with Kono Kanajo Fiction Desk.
because if you're bringing up audit or like the visuals, then I'd have to bring up that Shizumu Watanabe has a pretty distinct style once you get to know once you notice it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So does
I'm
that
no.
transfer over to the anime? Is my question.
That's where I'm getting at. So like, how do I
Mm.
explain this? I guess Shizumu Watanabe's no. I'm saying this like a total amateur, but this person's has a distinct drawing style that I guess his how do I put it? They're best known for like these, I guess, full page like the character
Like
making a weird
panoramic, yeah, panorama
char-
kind of
character
style. Yeah.
character making a weird face kind of art style. And when you watch the anime and you know of this person's art style, you know immediately what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like here, I'll post some. I guess I'll post some stuff here. Like it's like if you see this kind of face, you know it's a Shimizu Watanabe work.
Oh yeah.
Like the tongue out kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
and like
And also the
again,
facial proportions too,
yeah.
in general. Yeah.
This is like from his previous works, and then when you see real dead account, look, the
Mhm.
guy's making the same face again. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you call this face? What would you call this face?
I
With the
mean,
tongue
it's just like the
making
tongue
a
sticking out, but I
mocking
mean
expression? I don't know.
I think the general proportions are probably like
Like
the
the
more
riding, right,
the
or
ratios.
whatever.
Yeah.
I guess, and like they're trying it, and they try it again with other like various characters. Like, look at me, like this is tongue sticking out like that. That's their favorite face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wish I could explain it better, but they have a distinct art style with their face. Like this character is making this weird facial expression, and that's I want to say that what's this author is known for, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the know, I'm slightly in the know, so I bring it up. But yeah, like they have a lot of these panels in the anime and the manga where it shows this character like doing a weird face tilted like that, and you can immediately tell when they're taking it where it is when they're taking like a manga panel and like trying to gussy it up, that kind of thing. It's a popular thing of this artist's work.
But does
Whatever.
does it work out well? Is the overall series like decently like
I would
animated
say
or?
I want to say like with the author's art style, I would say it's not as good in a way. They're
The
trying
anime isn't
to
as good, you mean?
yeah
The
yeah
anime isn't as good. Yeah.
they're trying to emulate it, but it doesn't work that well because the author does have a unique art style. Like people who
Mm.
are watching the podcast would know what I'm talking about. But
Mhm.
it's a thing.
Yeah,
Once you read
yeah,
the
yeah.
Shimizu Watanabe work and you can immediately point out their like this person's art style, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not as good. Whatever. It's fine. The action scenes are okay, sure. Um,
What about the BGM and the opening ending?
oh, the BGM's fine, I guess. Or the background, whatever. I don't know. Fine, I guess.
Okay.
I'm grasping at straws. If I could, I'm like, if I could explain this art style better than I could, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever,
Uh, so I guess
whatever.
overall though, like, is there like a specific reason? Like, would you like
The
knowing
opening
this? Would
is
you like?
Dead End by Haru Igarashi. It's okay. Then the
Mhm.
ending is Raise What Dose by Miyu Kaneko. Kaneko Miyu. I
No,
believe it.
Kinect okay. Mhm.
Isn't that one of the characters who? I want to say that's voiced by this weird. So one of the Exorcists is a Let's Player slash streamer.
Mhm.
So
Of
her,
course.
I guess her Exorcist power is that is a doll thing. Uh, I don't know if you could see it in this small ass image. Look right there. Zoom in on the
Mhm.
center left. That's their Exorcist power. They're a doll Let's Player, so I guess they control a doll. whatever.
Oh, okay, okay.
I guess
See.
it might be sung by her, but it does not tell me anything. Whatever. Yeah. That's what you asking,
Okay.
Inspire. Okay, so overall, I would say, as a, I guess I could say call myself a fan of this author's work. It's, I don't know. It feels like this author is true. When I mentioned Real Account, like how Real Account was a death game aimed towards social media, and
Yes.
it's actually pretty popular. And this it was pretty popular back in the day when
Yeah,
it was
account was pretty popular. Yeah, overall.
when did it come out? Like, let's
Way
see,
back when. You said 2014 to 2018 or something like that, if I remember
like
correctly?
2014, or I guess would you call that the heyday or the beginning of the new era of social media or whatnot? I would say
No, I wouldn't say
I,
that. I don't know about that, but
I'll just say it came out at a good time
yeah.
for about manga aimed
Yeah,
about death games and
it also
social media and
started
whatnot.
up as like death game stuff like that was also ramping up a lot
Yeah.
in terms of like fiction themes. Yeah.
Despite my problems about like the Real Account, I would say Real Account is so far more interesting in a way and more unique than Dead Account right now. Because if Real Account is a death game about social media, like if your followers hit 0, you die.
Hmm.
Dead Account tries to be like that, but it became too. I guess trying to become too shonen in a way.
Oh, it's trying to mix in like that shonen element too much, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty
okay.
shonen.
I know. I kind of see what you're getting
I
at. Yeah.
I get real heavy Blue Exorcist vibes from a Real
Yes,
Account.
yes,
Yeah, like you
yes,
mentioned before.
yes, yes, yes,
Also,
yes.
I guess I never saw it before, but a lot of people online are saying that the main character looks too much like the guy from Black Clover. Maybe it's because of his headband. And I'm
The
like,
guy definitely reminds
I
me of
mean, if you
like,
change
but yeah,
if you change like the color of his hair,
but
like it
yeah,
is kind of just acid.
my immediate thing was Blue Exorcist. So yeah.
yeah, I
Anyway,
definitely agree. It's like like the way this looks visually and the initial kind of like text-based premise this is, it makes you think like, oh, this like there's gonna be opening some by Uberworld. There's gonna be just like shown in action stuff like jumping out like out the wazoo. It's just gonna be boom, we're just going down rolling. We're gonna see monsters of the week kind of stuff. But it's like not that. It's like the Real Account author trying to do something weird, but then
yeah.
also yeah.
Like I said, I'm getting the author's trying to say two different things about current social media with this work. Like with Real
Mhm.
Account, it was like, oh, you guys love your social media too much, right? Well, what about if you die? If you love it, like if you love it
That's a
so
good
much,
que-
you'll die from it.
that's great social commentary.
And then and at least that one was a bit more like quirky and funny in a way, like more like a that their take on society, be like, ha ha ha, that's so true. People are too much on their phone nowadays. But with Dedica, it's more like they're trying to tell something similar, like people are too much on their phone nowadays. But if you die, your account becomes a dead account, and you have to think about like what you leave behind when you post on what you post on the internet
That's the
nowadays.
most
It's like
important part, I think,
Yeah.
about posting is like if you die, you're gonna leave us with your bullshit posts.
Yeah.
and that could become a
Uh,
ghost and like kill people, I guess.
yeah.
Like it's like dead account is what your internet history will haunt you when you're after you're dead, but with real account it was more like, I guess, more hopeful in a way, like, oh,
Mhm.
even in a death game you can still survive if you change your ways and get off of social media. But this one, you see what I'm saying when they're saying like they're trying to tell two similar but pretty, like,
So you're
they're
saying
they're saying
Dead
like
Account is a little bit more macabre, like a little bit more grim. in terms of like.
It's more like they're trying to tell the same story again, but with a slightly different twist about social media
Hmm.
on like with these two series.
Oh, it's still trying to like whack you over the head with regards to the social media themes, but it's like doing so slightly differently in dead
Yeah,
account, is what you're
yeah.
saying. Okay, 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 okay.
And
I
I'm
see, I
like,
see, I
and I'm like, dude, it's 2014. You've been writing the same. You wrote the same series twice for 12
see.
years. Like,
For
give
12
me
years, yeah,
something else.
exactly.
And even the names are too similar. Like, I know you were only the real account like artist,
Uh-huh.
but you just wrote real account too by being the actual author this time.
Right, 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 right,
And I'm
right,
like,
right.
that
Yeah.
really turns me off. I really liked your older series,
Uh-huh.
like when you're
But
telling
you're just kind of trying to skate on it too much, essentially, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
I
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
like if you read a Kono Kanjo or Fiction Desu, it was a simple story about like a guy who meets an imaginary chick, I get and puberty stuff. And then if you
Hmm.
read Shishunki no Iron Maiden, it was about a guy and a chick, and when the chick goes into puberty, she develops this Iron Maiden stuff. You know, like it was a story about Iron Maiden was about a story about a girl going through puberty and exploring her budding feelings, and the guy
Hmm.
same way. So it's like simple relationship stuff.
Hmm.
You know, I kind of I'll just say I like those simpler times where he was just telling a story about like a boy and a girl and how their relationship grew over time.
And he was probably a little bit better at making like variants on those, like riffing off of that sort of
A
setup
simple boy
instead
and
of
girl love
yeah,
story. Is that too much to ask
yeah,
nowadays?
yeah.
But then
But
you wrote
yeah, it's a little bit
then you
unfortunate.
got involved with real account and social media and death games, and you're like, oh, I can do that too. Let me copy your homework, but slightly edit it with dead account. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's a little
I
bit
don't know. So
unfortunate.
yeah, I'd say
Um,
the dead account or is a worse. Am I
you should just
really going
watch
to
or
say?
read Real Account, is what you're saying, if you're
I
gonna do
mean,
it.
I guess real account does feel like it's more popular, but I want to say, is dead account a less good version of dead tube? Am I really going there? You guys know dead tube?
No.
Don't worry,
No.
then don't. Dead tube sucks.
Why does
But at
that
least
sound so
dead tube's
familiar?
pretty funny. Don't look up dead tube.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one.
We'll,
Oh,
Yeah.
No
yeah.
Ningen
We'll
knows dead
do.
tube. Hell
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember. I read some of this
hell
one.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Like, if you don't
To.
know, dead tube is another series about social media,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's also a death game again, in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
So
overall,
to wrap up, yeah.
I guess I will say I like real account better than dead account, but I also like
Hmm.
Iron Maiden and even Kanajo Fictionissimo more than these two stories. I
Hmm.
really don't like that the author basically copied his work again.
Yeah.
Um,
What would you rate it? Oh,
what
he's not gonna give
score?
it a 9.
What score fits this a flame baiter score? What's a flame baiter score?
One.
I mean, you could give it like a
A
10 out
2?
of 10
Yeah.
or yeah, like a 1.
I'll give I'm since this is a social media, since we're in the age of social media, I'm gonna give it a 6-7 out of 10.
Nice.
It's closer to 6 than
Okay.
closer to 6 than actual 7. 6,
By the way,
7,
that's a
6, 7.
surprisingly low score for Toast. So yeah,
Like I said, like
okay.
I
You
actually
know,
have
I get
I do
I
have
get what
some
you're saying.
fond memories of this author, and like
Mhm.
this author and another author, which Spire will bring up later, were in a good time. They came out in a
Mhm.
good time where manga was good back in the day,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't like Dead Account that much. So yeah, overall, I'm disappointed. Not too much in like not too much in the anime itself. Well, I am in some ways because they try to emulate the author's weird, specific style with some
Mhm.
panels, and it doesn't work very well. But overall, I'm just disappointed with Dead Accounts, right? Like the entirety of Dead Account in general, which is I will
Mhm.
say I will not recommend this series. You should if you really want to try something similar to this, really like you can read Real Account or because there was no anime, you can watch the real account live adaptation apparently.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Toast. Again, this was Dead Account, by I believe Watanabe Shizumu, I believe.
Oh wait, the real account live real account live action
Real.
movie canceled. Okay, never mind. Read the
Yeah.
manga, I
Never mind.
guess.
But yeah. So yeah, this is that was Toast covering Dead Account by Watanabe Shizumu. Watanabe Shizumu, also known for creating the author of Real Account, as well as Kono Kanojo wa Fiction desu, Shishiki wa Arameda, I believe, and then a couple other series. Um, Relatively prolific, pretty relatively famous author, but this one, unfortunately, I think was him trying to Dead Account rather was him trying to scoot on by with what he was very comfortable with, but obviously it didn't turn out as good. So
Yeah,
just I guess
go
just
back
watch.
to good old rom-coms, my guy.
Yeah, just
You're
read his
you're
stuff.
better than what's that guy's name? Seto Soji?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Seto Soji? I don't remember the guy's name. No.
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Spyro, right?
woohoo. For what?
K Seo Koji.
Yeah, Seo
Yeah, I'll
Koji.
say
Yes,
you're
yes, I
better
know.
than Seo Koji.
Shit, that's not a high bar, but
I don't know,
yeah.
man. Like I hate Seo Koji's works. Like I hated Suzuka, but I did like Himito Iromachi.
Yeah, Kimito Irumachi was not was decent for sure. Okay. But yeah. It's a little bit unfortunate, but if you do want to check out some of his better
I,
works again, check
I'll
out something like
never
Real
forgive
Account.
Suzuka and Fuka. I'll never forgive you.
But yeah,
I'll
anyways,
take that to my grave.
that is another story. But for Watanabe Shizumu, again, if you are interested in some of his other potentially better works, please do check out Real Account and some of his other stuff. This unfortunately was and Dead Account, but hopefully his other future works will be a little bit better. All right. Thank you very much, Toast. And I'm going to take over real quickly. And my review is going to be relatively short. So this one was Kirei ni Shitemoraemasu ka, also known as Wash It All Away, is the localized title. The shortened version of the anime name is, or the manga, whatever, is Kinishite. So this was a manga original. This was published in Young Gangan and was penned by Hattori Mitsuru. So for those of you who don't know, Hattori Mitsuru has done a couple of works here and there, mostly based upon themes of romance, so on. Um,
So
but they
when
are.
I'm talking about when I was talking about Shizumu Watanabe earlier, this is the other
Huh?
author I was also referring to. That's like I feel like is in the same vein as them. Both of the
Yes.
mangas that I like this one,
Yeah.
or I guess Shingeki no Iron
So
Maiden, and I guess this author's previous work before this
yes.
one also came out around the
Yes.
same time, and I really like both of them. So
Yeah.
continue.
So yeah, had a couple of pretty good series. I believe this author, I would say the most famous one would be his work as the author of Sankarea is probably
What?
the most famous one.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
What?
Sankarea is the most famous
You
one.
didn't like Umi Show? You liar. Don't tell me you didn't like Umi
I mean,
Show.
Umisho was good, but I think Sankarea
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
had a little bit
I'm
more.
just joshing. Sankareya
Yeah.
is this author's my favorite work from this author.
Yeah. I do like Umisho though, yeah, Sankarea is probably his sort of like calling card. But yeah, so that was Hattori Mitsuru. So he created this one. Again, it has a slightly different bent, although it has the same underlying currents of romance, so on. Not romance, but kind of like slice of life, kind of those undercurrents. The, the manga original was adapted into the anime by Okuruto Noboru. So Okuruto Noboru has been doing some series here and there. Most recently, I believe they did um the most recent like original series, right? Not like a sequel that they did was Fukugan. So for those of you who don't know, Fukugan is an isekai series, also known as um, yeah. 不遇職鑑定士が実は最強だった。奈落で鍛えた最強の心眼で無双する. Also known as, even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. So like stuff like this, stuff like viral hit, my instant death ability is so overpowered. That one that we laughed over a while back, but they did a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff. They did a decent number of stuff over the years, and this is their most recent kind of shake at things. So, Fukugan, again, the appraiser isekai that we just mentioned, is actually the same. They actually had the same members leading this project as well. So, director Onishi Kenta, again, one of the sort of core Okuruto Noboru members, um, leads this team that previously did the appraiser isekai for this series as well. Especially of note is that he does also bring with him the scriptwriter and series composition lead, Machida Toko. So she's been with him through some of the other series as well, such as stuff like Jahi-sama, as well as Hero Legend of Arslan, Dust Storm Dance. So they're a pretty trusty duo, I would say. Um, Going over to the voice acting cast, I would say this is a very veteran cast. Most, I think, even the sort of quote unquote people who have not had like a billion main roles are still quite veterans, quite experienced. And obviously, you have a bunch of, I would say, not necessarily like A plus S listers, but people who have been consistently showing up in recent series. You have Suzuki Sayumi, you have Umeda Shuichiro, uh, um, you have Koshimizu Ami, Aoyama Yoshino, stuff like that. So a lot of names that you're seeing pretty commonly these days. So pretty veteran, stacked voice acting cast. Going over to the OPED, the OP is Kirei by you. So it's a very standard kind of like female vocal J-pop lines. Composition here, nothing really to write home about.
What's the opening
Storyboard
called?
is a little bit. What?
What is it? Kirei.
Yeah, Kirei. And
But Spire,
Kirei
who would win
is
the fight? Kirei or Kirei
God
Goto?
damn it. Oh my god, god
I
damn it,
think
Toast.
I think Kirei Goto would win.
Yeah.
You don't know what
But
Kirei
yeah,
Goto is? Let me hit you with that.
so Kirei by you. So this is again standard J-pop vocals. The storyboard I would say is a slightly better design than average. It's not just like cast member, cast member, cast member, boom, done. It's like that, but it's a little bit better design in terms of like where the scene is, like sort of animations. But the issue is obviously the budget makes the overall quality a little bit iffy at times, I would say. Um, Similar things happening with the ED. ED is the song name is Wakaba no Koro by Kyoto Natsumi, a J-pop singer and a song singer writer, I believe. Um, Again, very standard storyboard, very standard like softer, quieter, peaceful kind of J-pop and a song that they kind of try to slam in as a single. Nothing very, nothing to write home about for either the opening or the ending. As for the audio visuals, this series has quite minimal BGM. It's almost noticeable where it's like most of the time when people are like talking or like things are happening, it's pretty much without BGM. It's pretty much just sound effects and dialogue. The times where it does have it is like very standard, like almost stock, like uh, what is it? What is what is it like open license
Ocean
or
sound
whatever?
effects or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, free license. Yeah, free license um like quite peaceful town BGM kind of vibes. And so that's very whatever.
I think Spire. That's a pretty. That's the. They did that on purpose, and it
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it is like an interesting like
It fits
change.
the theme of the show, if or of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
of the
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. Um I, the frames are a little bit budget at times, but it's fine because again, it's or not. I don't know whether I would say it's like completely fine, but it's like it's understandable because it's like a slice of life series, so it's mostly again just like talking and doing basic animation. I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more um animation quality other than like the static modeling on the tasks that the girl is doing, like the sewing and the laundry. If that's going to be like sort of part of the core focus tasks, right? It would have been nice to um see that a little bit more in detail, right? Instead of just being like, oh yeah, this is also slice of life, so you're gonna see sewing in like 30 FPS. Like that's not, we could have the sewing part a little bit more quality, right? We could have the laundry part a little bit more quality if this series is gonna be all about like sewing and fixing clothes and spraying shoes and stuff, right? Like fixing shoes. But I think it was a little bit budget at times. The static models of the main girl as well as the main cast are mainly okay, but you can really notice the difference between the static character models of the main cast versus the supporting cast. Like the main cast is like they're just like regular anime characters, right? And they have like all the eyes and everything else. But the supporting cast is like something that like you just see in like a 3-minute kids show. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys, you could try a little bit harder, maybe. Like, I understand why this happened, but it's very noticeable at times. So, um, but yeah, that was pretty much all I had about the audiovisuals. Going to the story. So the story is generally like, hey, you have this girl named Kime Wakana. Kime has a laundry service in the seaside resort town of Atami, where she's built a fulfilling life, making friends with the locals and visiting hot springs. Although Wakana has no knowledge of her own past, her cleaning services safeguard memories imbued in customers' precious items. So there's no like real continuing flow. It's more just like Kime running around like episode to episode, kind of like helping people, seeing the town, talking to the supporting cast members. Um, and it's like the best way I can describe this series, it's like a mix of near dark. I don't know whether you've seen this like float up on your YouTube video or YouTube feed, but have you ever seen those like walk around Japan for 1 hour and you like walk around rainy Shinjuku for 1 hour and it's
Yep.
like
Yep.
the guy
Yep.
like walking, yeah, and it's like 4K, whatever HD, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
walking around. That sort of, and then also like the healing ASMR videos where it's like all they're doing is like scratching like a fuzzy ball or something like that. It's like a mixture of those two, where it's like
I
you're just seeing minutes upon minutes of anime video at a time where like all the scene is about is just like taking the laundry or taking the clothes, or folding the clothes or unfolding the clothes, doing the sewing with a machine, doing steaming, doing spraying the shoes or stuff like that. And that's it. And then
don't know,
the
Spire.
other parts where they're not doing a
You're
task is like,
mm,
yeah.
you're saying you don't get koi wa ame aguri voice from this? Nothing? No? Or what's the other?
Um
Well, what's that other show about walking in the rain or whatever? Uh, what am I thinking of?
Which
The other one.
not
which
the
one?
romance one, right? You're
Maybe.
potentially thinking about another one.
What about the weird cat or the weird tanuki?
Oh, that was
What?
The
Ame
chick.
Ame to Kimitsu.
Oh,
Yeah, the cat,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
them taking care of the cat or whatever, right? The
Basically,
girl.
No, it's not a
after the
cat.
rain
It's
kind of
literally a
vibe.
Tanuki.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
This series gives me a feeling of walking outside during the rain and after the rain, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of, but it's a lot like I don't want to say less, but it kind of is. It's just like what it
You
is
get the
on the
vibe.
box. It
You get the
Yeah,
vibe.
it's very like, hey, this is what you're getting on the label. There's no like some like dark foreshadowing, blah blah. No, it's just like her sewing, her talking to the supporting cast, her looking at various things in the Atami like town or whatever that she's like walking around in, and that's pretty much about it. Um, if you guys are
Aspire,
yeah,
have you read the manga from this?
I have not. I have not.
Yeah, because
Uh,
yeah, you know, I'll say it. Yeah, I'll say it. So when I read this manga, I get this weird feeling from it. Like I just mentioned before, like there's something underlying about uh about Wakana because she doesn't have a memory, and I get a weird feeling from her. Why does she have no memories? Why is she washing stuff away? Is she washing away her memories?
She's washing
by being
away evidence. She's a serial killer.
yeah.
That's how I would end
I
the
don't know.
series.
When I read the manga, I got this weird sense of foreboding from her. That kind of like
I mean, there's like that potential setup, but
that.
does the author do
It's part
anything
of a
with it? Is my
storyline.
question.
That's what I'm not gonna spoil. But there's something weird about that chick. You know what I'm saying? She looks cheery, but something's off.
I mean, I'm sure like near the end they do some, you know, kind of like introspection into, some self-discovery kind of stuff. But I don't think I'm far from the truth when I say probably 80-90% of the series is what I just described, right? It's like them walking around the town, it's the healing ASMR vibes. Um, it's her being like, I'll take that laundry and like fix it, or not fix it, but clean it, right? Um, and again, it's very much what's on the tin. I would say if you're expecting anything else, you are in for a sore kind of disappointment, at least in the anime. Um, I also don't necessarily think it's like on its face bad, although I think by the point where you need something that is like this, like, hey, it's kind of like just mostly a healing ASMR vibes series. Like at the point where you need a series like this, you probably are dealing with a lot of stress in your life, and you probably need like a checkup. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Just say
but
inspired. Why do you think I gravitated towards this author and the freaking real account author back in the day? Just saying.
yeah.
Those
Um,
heydays.
But yeah, I don't think this is like again bad on its face, but I don't think people should expect more out of this series. Like people should not expect significantly more out of this series than what it's just saying on its premise. So that's sort of my opinion on it. There's not really much else to say, especially for the anime for right now, because again, it's like 4 or 5 episodes of like, yeah, she's washing the clothes and she's sewing and she's there's really not much to say, and most of it's just like silent, kind of not silent, but like it's mostly just her going through the motions. Um,
Inspired. Better or
yeah,
worse than Sankarea?
Sankarea, Sankarea is like definitely better, not because necessarily of the plot. I think the plot fell apart near the end, but I mean, I just like the general like cast for Sakurai much better. For this one, it's just like the girl. She's doing the lo-fi stream, 5 hour stream with the healing vibes, like kind of business, and it's just like okay, sure. And that doesn't really, I don't know, it's not as interesting necessarily to me. But I think if you do want the healing juju, if you want that healing atmosphere, I think it's okay to watch. Um, but again, please, at least for right now, in the anime, don't expect more than what is promised on the label. So, I think my mal rating for this personally would probably be because it's not like samey necessarily. It's like it definitely has like an interesting extreme tack onto it. But would I be like, yeah, it's like so unique and like creative? And it's like, I don't know. I would probably give this a 4.5 or 5 out of 10, somewhere in between there. Um, I don't think it's like some above average series necessarily, but I also don't think that's committing like crimes. Like I don't think it's like oh, this is objectively bad in some way where um obviously, they didn't get as much money from the production company, so they had to cut some of some of the animator like hours out of this product, which you can see here and there. But I don't think there's like something that's objectively bad about this series. So, I would probably give it around a 4.5 to 5. But that's pretty much what I had. There's again just just look at what they say on the premise and just if you like being healed that way, if you like being healed by that sort of like warm fuzzy anime vibes, then I guess check some episodes of this out. But if you want something like, oh, they're on a peaceful island, but then they have to do something. This girl has to do something. It's like I'll probably skip this. So that's pretty much
So
all I had to
as
say.
Spire has not read the manga, but I have. I will tell you. I will tell you. There's a reason why I compared it to Koi wa Ameagari. I'll leave that to your imagination.
Yes, I mean there is like a slight
There is a
like
story
romance
there,
implication.
and
There's like a
uh,
slight romance implication there. Um, but I, again, I'm not sure how much people should like. People shouldn't expect some like major like. Probably shouldn't expect some like major like drama, like inversion, reversal of fortunes or anything like that, right? It's not that sort of thing. So, um,
I will
I
say
don't think
though
so.
that compared to like when I compared a what is it, dead account to I guess real account and Shisheki no Iron
Mhm.
Maiden, comparing Sankareya to this is
Mhm.
a lot better in this artist's favor than my series. So this one's not bad,
Mhm.
but I do say Sankareya is much better. That kind of thing. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on this series, I guess, because I know both of these authors pretty well.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this series. Um, again, for me, it's like at least in terms of watching the anime, it's nothing to write home about. Again, for these sorts of 4 or 5 episodes, I wouldn't expect more than what the premise promises you. So again, don't at least for now, don't expect any like major foreshadowing, blah blah blah. Blah. So that's all I've got to say. This series was again Kinishite, also known as Kirei ni Shitemoraemasu ka, also known as Wash It All Away. Manga original adapted by Okuruto with under the direction of Onishi Kenta. If you like these sorts of more chill, slower paced series, please do check it out. All right. And last but not least here, we have Dark. What do you have for us?
Alrighty. I have the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife. Also known as what is this? Toumei Otoko to
So
Sonouchi
Ningen,
Fuufu
Onna.
Naru Futari.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Dark, have
Yeah,
you seen
so
the
this
Invisible Man movie
I
Yeah.
certainly have many a times.
with
I also have
what's that
seen
guy's
the
name?
new one.
Kevin Bacon?
The newer
Is it Kevin?
Invisible Man movie too, which was also something.
Was it Kevin Bacon who was the Invisible Man? I don't know.
I think so, right?
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where he kills the dog,
Uh,
right?
And it gets turned into you see all the muscles at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back to the manga.
If you guys could have a superpower, would it be invisibility?
No. Like
I'd probably be,
if I had to take invisibility,
Give
I
me
wouldn't be like
vulnerability.
angry about it, I guess.
I
But
just take Superman.
Yeah,
Would you have-
yeah, that's what I would do.
or just like just do like the standard like invulnerability, like sentry level powers or whatever.
And
and then try
vulnerability's lame, Spire. It's either time stop, invisible man, or super speed, or teleportation. Don't be. You know that's true.
Those are all pervert
Yeah, yeah,
powers.
yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you,
Yeah, anyway.
I would like time stop. I will travel anywhere I want.
You could do that by
Yeah,
teleporting.
yeah. But anyways,
Yeah,
so this
so
manga original.
I believe so, right? Is this is a web manga original.
Yes. Yes, yes,
So yeah,
yes,
this
yes,
is
yes.
this is a web manga original. This is being done by Project Number 9. Project Number 9 recently did Senpai wa Tokonoko.
Mhm.
They did obviously the movie. They did the oh my god, what is it? Just called the Meku MD in English, but like the
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
The
they did
doctor,
that.
like detective or whatever.
Yeah, they did that. They did Jakukata. They did the Hikikomori like the vampire one a couple seasons ago.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So yeah, so this is not a studio that isn't, you know, that's like you kind of like I feel like
Super-
with them you kind of really don't know exactly what you're going to get, but you know,
Uh-huh.
they could pull out all stops if they really, as they've shown.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is a fantasy romance, technically, but it's also like workplace stuff, and it's like urban fantasy.
Mhm.
This is, I guess, yeah. So I guess like the basic premise of this story is you have our invisible man, Akira Tonome, but then you also have working. He is in charge of an investigations agency, so they'll investigate anything of like, you know, he's just basically like a PI.
Mhm.
So his detective agency also employs our other main, Shizuka Yakao, who is a blind human. It also
Okay.
employs Jarashi Luna, who's the furry Beastman character in the art here, and Kikira Daichi, who is the heavier set guy, the stubble and eye bags. Each of them have
Mhm.
like sort of their own quirks about them. Obviously, the Beastman's Beastman, the Invisible Man is invisible, and Yakao is blind, but she also like I don't know if they're I think I would imagine they're trying to play it off as just like the usual enhanced perception type thing.
Yeah, and have like she can because she's blind.
Yeah,
Her
she's
other
not quite
senses are all like so much better.
she's not like Daredevil, so to speak. But they do
Mhm.
represent it sometimes as like that sort of being able to visualize things in some ways at certain points.
Mhm.
A lot of this series goes into it's sort of like an episodic thing with the romance tying to or in between the detective cases. They'll
Mhm.
Would you
have
rather be blind or be invisible?
definitely invisible.
No,
Definitely
I
invisible.
don't think the blind part itself is not a superpower. I think.
Would you
Yeah.
rather be
Oh,
disabled or
I
have a
thought
superpower?
Yeah,
I
would
thought
you
they
rather
all
have a
had like
disability
superpowers
or
in some way.
no?
Oh no. Oh.
No,
Oh.
she's just blind, bro.
But the invisible man, so the invisible man Kira can turn like his clothes invisible too. Like he can become fully invisible if he really needed to,
Oh,
which
okay,
he does from
okay.
time to
That's
time.
good.
Yeah, and he's
Oh
also
wait.
not the only
Oh.
invisible person as well. There is like an invisible
I've been
woman
Yeah,
looking
that
at
shows up
the
at one point.
sorry, I've been looking at the wrong My Anime List page for a while. This one. Oops.
Invisible. Yeah. So yeah. So there's a lot of episodic stuff. They meet a lot of side characters. They obviously go with a lot of they go through a lot of like detective work. They have
Mhm.
what I think they do a nice balance of in the beginning. They have obviously the what would you call it? The sort of like demi-human type uh the demi-human type trivia stuff for the Invisible Man, obviously, and
Mhm.
also
Right.
for like
Did you
Jirachi
know
Luna.
if you're
There are
invisible,
elves.
they can't see you?
Yeah. No, it's more so like so Akira has like certain things of
So wait, this is the
what would you
second
call it? Like he
demi-human series this
turns.
season?
Oh yeah, it is actually technically, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is I should say that too. The supporting cast too, it is like full blown like demi-human stuff as well, because there's like a frog guy at one point. You see a lot of beast people in the background and stuff like that. During scenes, there's an owl guy, so on and so forth. And there's elves and stuff too. The They do things like the invisibility impacting when Akira eats. where like when food makes contact with his body, it takes about a second for it to like vanish. So there's a whole bit of him. He has to like put food in his mouth and then he waits a couple of seconds because he's like,
Wait,
if
What?
it
Waits
would
for
be
what?
rude for it to turn invisible, because he's like, it would be rude for me to start eating and then everyone is able to see like this food getting munched up and like sloshing around in
I
my
don't know.
mouth effectively.
I think that'd be
Oh,
super
okay, I
cool.
see.
I'd be
Yeah.
into that. I'd be like, hey,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
like when he drinks stuff, you can see it like go down his throat.
Oh,
But when
okay,
he
okay,
and
okay.
that's
Wait,
actually
wait,
like
wait, wait.
a cool detail too, because like he
Wait,
can
wait,
Yeah,
wait.
drink
Hold on, hold
things
on.
and huh?
Hold on. You said he has to hold it in his mouth for a while before he does anything?
About a
Isn't that
second or
called
two. You see
chewing?
it like fade away. No, he just
Yeah,
like
yeah. It
No,
he'll
becomes
like take a he'll like
yeah,
take
it
a
becomes
bite
part
of
of it.
something, or he'll like touch it to his
that
lips or something.
that's lame. Just let him chew, and then like you'd think that if it's like
Well,
it only takes a second.
that becomes a thing with Yako, since she's blind.
Ah, see, I
You know,
called this
when they're
Right,
earlier.
right,
eating
right.
together, she's like, "Well, you could do that in front of me. Like I can't see it anyway."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
On top of that,
that's like kind of like the back and forth banter, like the rom-com kind of part. Yeah.
yeah. And then on top of
Just
that, you know,
saying.
it gets into certain backstory stuff of what a sort of like trial or tribulation being an invisible person would be. And sort of like some certain like traumas and stuff that he faced as like a kid and things like that. That comes up a little bit. And they even tie that back
Oh, okay,
to
okay.
Yako being blind. And it's Akira
Okay.
finds out like in a restaurant they go to, which is supposed to be like a blind dining experience. So like
Hmm.
they turn out, which is a thing that is done by the way too, where there's like literally no light after they snuff out candles. And he like has a panic attack and doesn't realize that he was even afraid of the dark. And so like that leads to like some development between him and Yako as well. It also does get into blindness trivia too.
Yeah.
Obviously there's the census stuff that they do, but they also get into, or not even get into, they don't really even make it much of a thing until later. Later there's a part where Yako needs to clean her apartment, but obviously she's blind, so she has to have her mom come over and like do a once over and be like, you know, did I drop anything? Did I miss anything? Things like that. But even the way she navigates her house when
Mhm.
she gets back to it, her apartment, I thought was like a really nice touch. Like this author definitely, at least
Did
like
the research.
did a good amount of research, because, you know, she
Yes,
brushes
yes.
her like the top of her hand across her wall until she finds like, you know, the rest of her furniture and everything.
Hmm.
On top of that, when she doesn't have company over, her house, like she doesn't turn her lights on.
Hmm.
So like even something small like that I thought was really cool. There's certain things of accessibility stuff that they get into, of her digital watch like vibrates to tell the time to her.
Oh, okay.
There,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And you know, as someone after my own heart, she listens to audiobooks at about like 5 times speed, which I thought was a really
Hell
funny
yeah.
bit.
Mm.
That's how I watch Kanade streams. Two times speed.
2x speed.
Can,
Yeah.
can I also ask, so is just a quick tangent, is most of the series hyper focused on just the two and like the whole like kind of the supernatural aspects of obviously autonomy, and then um the uh these the blind aspects, or like having to deal with the blind aspects, right? For Yako, is it, or Shizuka, I guess Yako Shizuka, is that the hyper focus, or you know, obviously because there are other supporting characters, right? Especially the Beast Woman. Um, do they get a lot? Do they get a decent amount of screen time where
Yeah,
they're
the
going through
supporting
their
cast gets
trials
a
and tribulations, or
yes.
what?
So there's a lot of character interaction between the main four in the office, but it also
Okay.
does bounce back and forth. Kikita gets his backstory. You find out that he's what is it in episode 5? Like It's not really. I mean, it's a spoiler, but like, who gives a shit, right? Like, the whole thing is that he reveals at one point that he is married, and but he specifically says partner, so you kind of get like, oh, okay, he's probably gay, and then they introduce this lawyer character who then reveals like, yeah, no, that's my husband. And so then they have a whole
Oh,
episode of
okay.
them. They have or like a half episode backstory of them, and it bounces between Kikita as this more sullen character, and then his husband Kosuke is a very bubbly type character, almost
Mm.
almost like
Mm.
a what you would expect, not quite as animated, but very near what you would expect from almost a Miyano Mamoru type character. Yeah, right. And yeah, so like they kind of bounce around. I would say the character that kind of has gotten the least amount so far has been Jarashi Luna, the Beastman character. She has gotten sort of the least amount of solo character stuff, but her gimmick is more so she is the more, what would you call it, easygoing or like crass type character. Or not crass. A more laid back
Relax.
and
Yeah, relax.
not
Chill.
even really relaxed, more so because she's like the muscle for the detective agency.
Wait, the blind
muscle
chick?
brain.
Wait,
No,
who?
the Beast Girl is the muscle. The
Oh,
blind
She's like the
Yako,
warrior and the dungeon
that would
crawler,
be
like
so
the
sick if
muscle
she
brain.
was
Yako
if
is
she was like a blind swordsman.
Yeah, Kikita seems to be the sort of like finances and Excel-ish guy. Yako is the like client intake, and then Jadashi is the muscle, and then obviously the Invisible Man Akira is the detective, and does make use of his abilities. And like I said, like they get into even more stuff. Like Akira gets into invisible people needing to own a license to be able to fully mask themselves in public. Because
Right.
obviously they're like that could cause a lot of issues. But he does, it does also come with the downsides of if you fully mask yourself in public, him constantly having people bump into him, almost getting into accidents like while he's trying to do investigations, things like that. So yeah, it gets into a lot of that. You even get expanded stuff. There's like there's a whole elf thing with this like tea shop thing. And obviously like a lot of this is very heavy romance. Very heavy romance, very heavy relationship development. A lot of character interaction
what's the
stuff.
balance? So what's the sort of balance of screen time then? Because obviously there is a heavy romance aspect of this, right? There's also a heavy like mix sort of in with that romance. There's whole like again trials and tribulations of being an invisible man versus being blind versus whatever else, right?
I
And
would
on
say it's
top of
roughly
that,
50
they have
50 of like what you would
they have
expect
like the
from the
detective
romance.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
So
how
like
much
I would say
of that all comes
it's
in?
probably 50-ish with the agency stuff and the romance. Like the detective stuff is usually
Okay.
like it is very only meant to push things along. Maybe it's about like 30-70 with the romance and like the slice of life stuff being
Right.
about 70%.
That's sort of what I expected
Right.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, there's an Invisible Woman case where they pretty much resolve it in like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And its only purpose there is to have a moment of Akira of Yako noticing Akira getting really like upset, really pissed off at seeing like another invisible person face discrimination due to their ability to turn invisible. Like she gets accused of being a thief.
So can invisible people see other invisible people? Is that what we're getting at?
No, actually I meant to even mention that in the first episode is established Akira literally cannot see himself. And so it even gets into that where in some cases it is a disability in that Akira gets injured at one point, like he gets cut, and the only reason he's like, I can't tell how bad the wound is from looking at it because I can't see it. Like I can only see what you see, which is like 3 scratches and bleeding. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting too, where he can't see himself, so that in and of itself also comes with anxieties and other things. And of course, there's even like certain tongue-in-cheek, like comedic things that I won't get into with sort of his quirks that you get in like certain shows with invisible people. They even have it in My Hero Academia, stuff like that. Like what embarrasses an invisible person. And that stuff's really fun too. Yeah. So overall, like I think all of that is handled exceptionally well. I think it's really fun. It doesn't make a big deal, like sense of, obviously it has a lot of the trivia stuff with the accessibility things and with the invisible man stuff and with the expanded cast. It is trivia, but there is a lot of it that it kind of doesn't been treat as trivia. Like there is a lot like small things that I was bringing up earlier with Yako navigating her apartment, stuff like that. It does a lot of that without directly treating it like a trivia moment, which I think is really cool. Even in the early episodes too, or just whenever a character will interact
not
with
directly treating it like a trivia moment.
For example, I'll give you another example. Like it won't stop the show to be like or do like a cut in thing with chibi characters or something.
Oh,
like
highlight
and
it.
things
It
like
doesn't
that.
like
Yeah,
go
it
like,
won't highlight
oh, this is happening, guys.
It just goes. It just introduces you to this and is like, this is how this day goes, right? For example, like if someone takes something from Shizuka or borrows something and they put it back, the show
it doesn't
the show does take a moment to literally make it a point to have other characters go, I put your phone back down to the left of your computer. And there's a certain scene like where a character might forget and then they have to stop themselves and say before they leave, like, oh yeah, I put this in this spot. And stuff like that. And I think that's really cool too. I think not having doing trivia as a free flow through the slice of life and going through the day, I think is really neat. And I like that they aren't doing those sorts of cut in stuff. Obviously, like there are certain things where characters will talk to each other and explain certain things to each other. But even then it does avoid doing the sort of like diagram trivia type stuff with like two chibi characters. Like they'll be explaining it to each other in a very natural setting. And it doesn't stop the momentum of the show at all either.
Yeah. I think that's like really obviously I think there are some series where it's like because you're focusing on the trivia that hard, like they do need to like highlight it here and there and everywhere.
Oh yeah, and depending on the series too, like something like Rui no Hoseki or whatever, like that does need to start getting into diagrams and sciences and stuff like that. But I think when something is as where something's trivia is focused on, the day-to-day lives of someone.
Yeah. Culture,
living
behavior,
with
that
this.
sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
Living with these types. I think this is done extremely well.
Yeah.
The romance aspect of it too is kind of what you would I mean, I think it's handled better than a lot of more haphazard romance series. I think the writing for this is very adult in a lot of ways. The backs and forths between Akira and Yako are very, I don't want to say natural, obviously, because it is like very hammed up. It is very romance, a very romance-oriented series. But they do have more conversations about stuff. They don't play it all. It's not like it's a what you would expect from like a high school romance in an adult cast, right? It is much more of an adult romance development. And even hints and discussions of them going further and further with their relationship, whether that be something like more physical touching, whether that be just a more serious relationship of how they refer to each other.
Right.
And like obviously like the whole like you know, they do the whole marriage thing and stuff like that, back of the mind things when Akira meets her mom and things like that. So obviously, like, it gets into that. I think it handles it really well. I think the discussions between characters are really nice. And yeah, and I think they handle the expanded cast very well too. I think they managed to balance stuff very, very well. Especially with the amount of characters they have. I think they do it very well.
Right.
This is a really, really fun cast.
Okay.
As far as, I guess, audio visuals go, I'll go over some of the voice cast. Akira, the Invisible Man, is voiced by Yohei Azakami. Oh, him.
How can there be visuals if one's visible and one's blind? Ha ha.
Yeah. And I'll actually get into some of that with the audio visuals as well. I feel like that is more appropriate for that. More so than just the general. But yeah, Akira is voiced by, like, you'll probably know him, like, most recently was Rich from Mercury, Jet-haired Ghoul, the pink and brown-haired guy. He's the main for Nier series. He's Xylo for Bart's. Obviously, he's an ensemble star guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very main character guy, and he is doing he is doing his most handsome man voice he possibly can.
He's Ikemen coded. His
Oh
whole
yeah, 100%.
doing male idol anime, voice.
Yeah, Yako is Shizuka is voiced by Yuka Nui. She is most recently, let's see, her recent stuff in. Oh, she was the main girl from Yano-kun. Is a supporting character in Current Fate. Fake.
Oh, she's the main girl in the Sugar Fairy. What was it? The Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, which I also did cover. It's like the no,
Right.
the one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, she's also in Ensemble Stars? Wait, what? Is she playing? Maybe she plays like a younger version of this guy, I guess, and that's why they're crediting it. Because he has two. Yeah, he has two Japanese credits, so it must be like a younger flashback or something. Yeah, he's also in. Yeah. Either way, you know, she has a lot of supporting roles, and then.
Yeah.
But she does a very, very good job being more airy. Actually, no. I should take that back. She does an amazing job bouncing between both the airy, lovey-dovey-ish voice character and also the panicking, almost Bocchi the Rock level screeching. Which she will do at times, and yelling. Internally, especially especially in internal stuff, and also when she gets flustered and does yelps and stuff, she does a very good job wrecking her voice to sort of depict the panic in the character.
Right.
And I think she does a very good job. Let's see. Jarashi Luna is Riho Sugiyama.
Yeah, pretty common name, or name that we've heard a decent amount of times, I think.
Yeah, she does usually like huskier voices, a lot of male characters. And yeah, she does. She's doing like a slightly huskier voice for Luna. And then Kikura Daichi is Masaya Fukunishi. He's doing like a gravelier, serious voice for this character, so kind of what you would expect from him. I would say like a little bit more sullen, a little bit more gravelier than recently he's been doing Kafka of Great. And then I guess the only other one that's like super super worth mentioning. Well, actually, no. There's two more. There's the dark elf, who's a much more bubblier character. Who his whole shtick is he likes to butt into other people's romantic endeavors and likes he's like the shopkeeper that wants to get all the details.
I remember.
Tomohiro Ono, who's doing a really really good job at that as well. And then I guess last but Kosuke, Kikita's husband, who's being voiced by Enoki Junya, and he
Yeah, Enoki Junya is also good too.
yeah, Itadori Yuji of Jujutsu Kaisen. And from beyond that, you can kind of just go down his list as the prolific main in 7 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously great job by everyone here.
Mhm.
Really do amazing work bringing the characters to life. The visuals are genuinely shocking how much I kind of adore these. I think they've been adapted exceptionally well. I
You mean
think
character
they
models themselves, or just like the overall?
everything. The
Okay.
character modeling is very fun, especially with a lot of the more characters. But the designs for them, relation for them has been really really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like being swept up by this series. Maybe it's not as crazy as I think it is, but their ability to depict Akira has been really good. The body language and
It kind of
adjustments they've
reminds me
done
of
is great,
yeah.
and even the like cuz obviously rendering a full character is difficult, but at the same time they're also not skimping out and being like, "Oh, well, he's an invisible man, so we could kind of get away with stuff." It's like, "Nope." Their body language and the clothing adjustments of him have been really detailed and really well detailed. And obviously the internal clothes rendering too that you can see through him has been done very very well. And
You know those like drawing tutorials where they're like, if you have clothes in this position, like you would you like it's different because you would have the body pose in these positions, or it's like if you have the body pose in this position, you need to show that clothes like drawn like this because else it looks kind of fake. It's like that, but in reverse, where it's like
yeah,
they're trying to be like, okay, the body's in this pose, so the clothes have to be drawn like this, right? Kind of.
yeah. Yeah, so I would love to see the behind the scenes work on this because of that. And yeah,
Mhm.
like I said, they did a great job. The backgrounds and a lot in some of the environments and just some of it in general, it's not really shown well in this art that I chose here, but it is very almost there's some stuff that is almost watercolory, but not maybe like coloring book-ish type stuff
Mhm.
or
Oh, I understand.
certain things have like a texture almost like construction paper looking stuff, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And yeah, so they did a great job with that. They do a great job with scenes of showing like Shizuka's internal monologues, but then they also do a great job at showing her what would you call it? Like her way of quote unquote like seeing the world at certain points. Thought they did a
Her
really good
perspective,
job.
right?
Yeah,
Instead of
her perspective, which they don't do too much because again they don't want to make it. They definitely don't want to make her seem like she's fucking Daredevil. But the certain things
Yeah.
they do with that is really cool. She has an internal image
Because like
of
she is like her own being, like at the end of the day.
yeah. And so like when she's thinking about something, they'll show a they'll show Akira and then they'll have his expression in this like smoky translucent guy, but like you can make it out like what sort of demeanor he's in. And so like
Mhm.
that's how she is envisioning him because technically make out certain things about him, right? Like especially now, they've kissed, their relationship has expanded to the point where she cannot. It's not really so much she's making out a face, but she can get sort of the gist, right?
Right.
And so a lot of that's been really cool. The bouncing between, it's not really like a chibi. There is a little bit of a chibi blobbier style they do sometimes, and they bounce back and forth, and they adapt each character very well. There's a lot of really good slapstick-ish type scenes between Kikita and Luna, where they animate them really nicely in this like in sort of less detailed style, and it's really cute. There are times when they decide to fucking turn the dial up to 11 and for almost no reason whatsoever, and they're like, yeah, this scene's gonna have like fucking, I don't know, like 700 frames, sure, for this one cut. Why not? It's like, it's a fun there's one where I'm gonna try and find to send to you, well, or timestamp it, where what is it? It's just a very simple scene where Kikita's husband is talking to Akira and they're kind of bonding, and he does this like snapping his finger towards him pose, and the way they like depicted it, I was like, you did not need to angle
Is that the one I'm looking at right now?
are you looking at where he like snaps his finger towards him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, like they did not need to do that, but they did. And yeah, just scene to scene, like a lot of the detail is very very nice, and a lot of the character
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
motions are really clean. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good.
That's definitely not what I expected, because this is like, I didn't think it would have like the budget and the team that it would, right?
Yeah,
From
absolutely.
what I-
Especially for this studio. I think this is probably Project Number 9's best looking series they've ever done, which is interesting. But I couldn't really be happier, honestly, with that.
Yeah.
Because it's really fun. It's really good. There's a lot of really good scenes, comedic scenes with Shizuka, that she gets animated almost like an Onimai type scene, where they like really simplify like her mouth and her eyes, and kind of have like limbs basically detaching when she's frantically. But yeah, I think what else? OPED. The OPED are very very fun. The opening is Ding Dong by Mao
Like King
Abe.
Kong.
not quite that. It's this very fun little what would you even describe it as? Did you guys see the OP when I linked it earlier? Like almost like a folky acoustic
Like storybook.
It's like folk orchestral tunes, but then you have on top of it, kind of.
Yeah. So it almost reminds me of a Hisone Tumasate, but no. What is it? Hakame to Mikochi? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Hakame to Mikochi, yes.
Yeah, Tumikochi, yeah.
The one with
It's
like a small, yes.
Yes, it's very that type of vibe. And then the
I see what you're going with, yes.
the ending is Hoshi Megane by Kaori Hara. I did not link that. Let me see if I can find it. But that is also very fun. It's like a sketchbook for part of it type thing.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. It's just like overall, it's a very, very cool ED. Very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't really
I
know
guess
what to say
overall,
about this without rambling too much.
So
Yeah.
Dark, how strong is their power level, you would say?
I mean, brute strength, Luna's obviously strong, and there are obviously other characters that are strong.
In the list of invisible people, how strong is this invisible man?
Oh, he.
Yeah.
Could he beat Kevin Bacon?
Oh, I think so 100% because he can like extend his invisibility, right? It doesn't work on other organic or rather other animate objects. They kind of do hand wave bullshit it with his explanation where he's just like, yeah, it doesn't work on it only works on like inanimate objects, but he could project his invisibility to like items he's holding and stuff too. So
And so
But yeah.
and what about the blind chick? How strong is she on the list of blind chicks?
she's probably stronger a little bit stretching. Well, not even stretching. She's just like, she's got shit under wraps. She's probably see, I don't even they're playing with it. They're playing with it a little bit when they go with her listening
Right, she's
ability
not like
because
Goku
they
Sakura
do
before
but
Yogi Tenkai kind of
yeah,
levels, but
I don't think that they record
Yeah.
I don't know if they recorded real audio because it's so fast and it's Japanese for when they like do the gimmick of her listening to things, but it is literally like 5 or 6x speed. Like it is unintelligible for like a normal person.
You're saying
And
she's
so-
listening to those videos of like the Bible in the left ear and then
Yeah,
like
Bible
the
left
fucking
ear.
Chinese.
the Chinese language on the other ear.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
right ear.
she is fucking ascending.
But
so can
the
she
way
be?
she sees them is like you know how the cyberpunk edge runners had like the Sand of East and like the rainbow kind of like shifting when the
Yeah,
fight scene happened initially, and you
she's not
know,
like
it's
finding
like
people by like
she hears
slowing
that.
down time in her mind. She
Yeah,
does get that there,
exactly.
like I said, to be able to find, obviously since she doesn't use sight, the other gimmick is she can quote unquote find Akira when he fully like goes full invisible. But she can still, technically see him because she can hear his movements, she can like smell him, she can sense roughly where he is, stuff like that. And so they do, like I said, they gave her Daredevil vision for that, like that scene. Just to
Okay.
So you're saying she could beat Satoichi then?
No.
We need to. I think we need to. All right, I think we do need to move on. But before we head out, can you give us the overall rating of the series?
yeah, just to gush about this series a little bit more.
Mhm.
This series will like it is it is going to be hard pressed for me to both find a series that I'm going to think this year is and obviously like this is saying this shit early, but
Mhm.
it'll be difficult for me I think to find another series that would fit under either going to be underrated or best pleasant surprise, right?
Right, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, especially like this is also a directorial debut for someone who's done like what is it? Key
Oh,
animation on a
okay.
couple different things and
Mhm.
script for Futari solo camp. So this is also a pretty newcomer too.
Mhm.
Because as far as the credits
Yeah,
go, it only
yeah.
goes back to 2019 for like certain key anime. And then they're just
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
yeah, just like boom, direct this. Obviously, I'm not familiar with the source material that much, but like directing for this is absurdly good for this stuff. So
Yeah. And making sure they
pretty
kept in all the
wild.
details. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild. First showing here.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yeah,
And
and yeah,
again,
so as far as my rating would go, um, I mean, I would say like it's sitting at a 7.3 on Mall. I think like a strong 7.5 would be okay. Personally, I would give this like I don't know, like an 8 if you want a romance series, like a 9 even. Because like
if specifically for romance stuff,
again,
yeah.
like this isn't like obviously again, this is not like ascending, go over how I give 10s like constantly. A bunch of us usually like give out 10. But this is something where I would strongly recommend anyone who would be even remotely interested in a series that has demi-human type trivia and has like a cute romance through line and relationship development, stuff like that, like 100% check this out. Like, check this out. I would recommend this beyond this season. So that's why it's like I would easily go with like an 8 or a 9 for this. Because for someone who's looking for this, this is immediately a recommendation for me from me.
Especially since for people who think it's just gonna be, I think the main thing is gonna be people are just gonna be like, oh, it's just like a small rub. It's gonna be like one of those like some of the stuff I cover, right? Like the Yuki Otoko, like the
Yes.
ice like
Do
man, and like
not
people just think it's gonna be that, but it's
yeah,
definitely a
this
little
is
bit
this
bigger.
is kind of like one of those series, but done pretty
Better.
much perfectly. Right? Like exactly like how you would really want it to sell.
Yeah.
Do not let the other shitty cover art deceive you. Where I mean, it's not even shitty. It's just like it makes it look like slop. It makes it look like what are
It's
those
like, oh, they're
smut
monster
series?
girls
What are
in the
those
office kind
seasonal?
of thing. Yeah.
No. There's a worse one where what are those what's that studio that always puts out like the one smut series every now and then? They did like the firefighter one, and then they did like the monk one.
Yeah. I know what
and
you're
stuff like
talking
that.
about. I keep yeah.
Yeah, like tell me this cover art where it's like this doesn't look like, oh, this is a smut series about an invisible man. Like,
Are you linking the stud man thing? Oh,
no, I'm linking one of the other cover arts for it that I just like. This was the first one that introduced me to it, and I literally thought this was just going to be a bullshit
you
smut
mean
series.
the ATX animes? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm like, I'm getting that kind of vibe here, but that's not what it is. I think the cover that I use is far more appropriate.
Yeah.
And far more fitting. So yeah, 100% would recommend. Would recommend this if this is not even really truly in your wheelhouse. If you want something that's a really cute watch, a really easy watch, something really chill. Yeah, this was definitely not something that I thought was going to be making lists at the end of the year, but this is going to be a hard one to force off of certain parts.
Yeah. And again, it's better to have it be a pleasant surprise than, obviously the other way around. So I'm glad again you found this. And again, this is The Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife, also known as Toumei Otoko to Ningen Onna. Sonouchi Fuufu ni naru Futari. So not just your regular kind of, oh, there's a dude or there's like a female, say, protagonist or heroine, and then there's a bunch of like otherworldly beings in the office, and she just deals with them in like a comedic or rom-com sort of way one episode at a time. It's a little bit more than that. It's definitely upgraded. Does a lot of like small detail, the devil's in detail kind of vibes, and gets those kind of correct with regards to the trials and tribulations of these various supernatural beings, and the humans involved as well. So if you want kind of like a taste of that, please do check this out. All right. Thank you very much, Dark. And with that, we are on to the news. I'm going to run through the news here real quick. I'm going to run through the news here real quick. First, Webtoon news, as per usual, except some cracks seem to be showing on the Naver Webtoon front. Naver Webtoon, Naver Webtoon is kind of like subsidiary, right? That sells webtoons or that has webtoons. Webtoon Entertainment has formally denied allegations that it misrepresented its business conditions during its NASDAQ initial public offering, according to a court filing submitted in the United States. So yeah, it's not, it'll probably like go to court and stuff like that. The lawsuit was filed after Webtoons Entertainment share price fell to the low US $10-ish range during its June 2024 NASDAQ listing, below its $21 US IPO price. Earlier stages of the case addressed procedural issues, including consolidation and dismissal motions, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, the IPO for this is kind of been a mess for Naver and Naver Webtoons so far. So we'll see how it resolves. On the piracy front, South Korea's Supreme Court has finalized a prison sentence for the operator behind some of the country's largest illegal content distribution sites, including the notorious webtoon piracy platform Oktoon, marking a significant legal milestone in the fight against webtoon copyright infringement. And then this might be a little bit more familiar to Western manga readers. Japan's Content Overseas Distribution Association, CODA, an organization that aims to reduce worldwide piracy and actively promote the international distribution of Japanese content, and an organization that we regularly make fun of on this podcast for trying to do things like literally hire government people or hire people to be like just go on the internet and try to search for piracy sites here and there all the time, like one by one. They actually revealed on Tuesday its involvement in the detention of a man who was the alleged operator of what it calls, quote unquote, the world's largest manga piracy site, Pt.2, and 60 related sites such as Xpato.com and MangaPark.io. The suspect allegedly played a key role in operating Pt.2 since at least 2018. So, according to Coda, the Shanghai Public Security Bureau of China searched the residence of a man living in the Guangxi Autonomous Region on November 19th on suspicion of copyright infringement. Coda said that the man has admitted to operating all of the related sites and is expected to be formally indicted in the near future. So, they finally caught the Batoto people, but I think most people have like moved on from Batoto for the most part, right? Like Batoto was like years ago, so they're
Yeah.
trying to cut down the necks. They're trying to like slice the necks off the Hydra and kill it, but it's like you slice one neck, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this Hydra. It just has one neck, and by the time you're finished with them, there are like 20 more necks already.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's
or 20 more heads.
also. I would also love to know what they've been doing to promote like legal consumption of anything from Japan, considering
Nothing.
the
Yeah,
fact
yeah,
that
yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
yeah. Point to me where. Show me where people are gonna be able to consume that.
Also, pretty much
So
everybody knows that like the reason Potato got was because of the
Mhm.
manhwa and not because of the manga. And so I'm pretty sure now like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
exactly.
actual like consequence that this is uh like put onto other sites is that like almost all of the other manga hosting sites are just purging all the manhwa. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, exactly. And they're
Which is
probably gonna
funny
split into like
because that's
yeah.
not to get too into the weeds, but it's just like, obviously it'd be something, it'd be a statistic we'd never be able to prove or tell, but it's like, yeah, guess what's not being made into an anime if you fucking do that? Like solo leveling's not happening. Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and as
yeah,
much as
because it's
I'm like,
not like
haha, the evil's been
popularity
defeated.
is very based around these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, but yeah, let's be real here. Like, ain't no one talking about fucking solo leveling if your ass has to like buy that from a fucking manhwa site. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
if you're lucky,
Yeah.
if there even exists a fucking
Yeah,
manhwa site where
assuming
you could
that
buy
it's
it
even
from.
like available.
Mhm. But yeah, it's obviously Dakota has every right to do this, but it is very funny that they are working tirelessly to manual search Google to kill sites that are years and years and years behind the manga kind of piracy trends, and try to kill
Yeah.
them one at a time.
I'm no
And
bigwig
I'll be
government
interested.
official, but maybe, maybe do some fucking investments in real infrastructure, like internet,
Yeah,
online fucking infrastructure first. Maybe also, I don't know, instead of charging dudes who are like fucking posting, rips of manga, try and see if any of
mm,
those people making those manga, or, I don't know, should be like sex offenders in jail or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe don't let
exactly.
those guys go by too. That might be a good use of resources instead. Just
I also
saying.
I also like kind of the sort of PR that people have been running these days on the government and kind of these like anti-piracy measure places, because like every time a thing gets caught, right? Like a site or whatever gets caught, it's like the largest manga place ever in history. It's like every time it's like one of the largest manga places ever. And it's like, how many of these largest places ever are we gonna get? Like, but they can't all be like the one that should
Yeah, I mean,
end
it's like, well,
piracy,
listen,
right?
I
Like,
mean, it's like realistically, it's like, guys, we burned the Library of Alexandria. Unfortunately
yeah,
for
yeah,
us,
exactly.
someone was able to hit Control C and Control V on the Library of Alexandria, so there's another
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Whoops.
But but yeah, we'll see how this goes. Um, and you know, part of again, it's the whole like Gavin was saying about like how it's piracy is a service issue, and on that front, two pieces of interesting service news. One, video post-production company Media OCD announced on January 22nd that it will begin carrying Discotek Media's entire back catalog. The company specifies "quote unquote" to the extent that is available, whatever that means, through its newly launched Discotek Deep Dives project. The company will add 20 to 30 Disco deck titles monthly to its store for pre-order, pricing titles that are getting hard to find. So this includes stuff like Galaxy Express 999, Angel Escred, Genocyber, Kimagure Orange Road, Lupin the Third Part 1, Mobile Club Jiban, stuff like that. So, like much older series, obviously. So they're trying to do this like legacy CDs, get them while you can, blah 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 kind of thing. Meanwhile, Crunchyroll is doing a much more popular plan that will surely please the masses. It is increasing the prices for all of its subscription tiers in the US.
Fuck yes, dude.
Yes. The company increased the
Who
fan
could
tier
have seen this
price
coming?
from US 99 to US 9.99, the mega fan tier price from US 11.99 to 13.99, and the ultimate fan tier from 15.99 to 17.99 per month. Um,
Yeah, I
and
believe the
also this, by the way,
9.99 is like the ads one, right, or whatever.
oh, but yeah,
I
and
have no
also,
idea.
by the way, on top of this, remember that starting from I think this year, they stopped completely. They
Yeah,
disabled
the free.
free streaming,
Yeah.
ad streaming completely. So it's great. It's great that Crunchyroll is. Please be grateful. That Crunchyroll is
Yeah,
doing
they are
this.
saving
You're
the anime industry because they
yeah.
definitely needed more money when they could afford to license shit out for probably dirt cheap and then or license things in for dirt cheap and then let you watch it free with it. That definitely lasted so long at a loss. That's what I think. I think they were operating at a loss on that for sure.
You know how it's like the quote attributed to Mark Twain where it's like I don't cheer for somebody's death, but I will read their obituary with great pleasure. Um I in that same sort of vein, similar vein, all the anti-piracy organizations and the movements and stuff like that have all the right in the world to try to arrest people who are committing piracy, hunt them down, whatever, and do whatever they do. That being said, given that they are supporting companies like Crunchyroll who do this sort of stuff, um, I do not. I look at it with particularly fond pleasure when you see like 50 more piracy sites properly spring out of the one that was taken down.
Yeah, I mean,
um,
and especially when it's like
so
we have so many examples, even like recent, like Crunchyroll's
mm,
QC getting even worse, which is like a fucking like
like, what are you doing
baffling
at that
thing to
point? Yeah,
even say. It's like this shit was ass when
yeah,
you were like a smaller independent quote unquote company. And now it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's getting worse and worse where you're posting like the wrong episodes on your own fucking
Mhm.
site.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Some awards that manga won. ALA, the American Library Association, announced its 2025 Best Graphic Novels for Adults and 2025 Best Graphic Novels for Children. Overall, the 2025 Best Graphic Novels for Adults list also included the following manga. Let's see this. It has Kawaguchi Kaiji and Fukumoto Nobuyuki's Confession, as well as Ozaki Kaori's Dogs and Punching Bags. It also included Ushiro Takashi and Abiko Kanata's Before You Go Extinct, Yumeji's Eden of Witches, Kent's Gaia Tima the Gigantes, Go Tanabe's rendition of H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu, Imamura Shogo and Tatsu's Last Samurai Standing, Sakue Akito's Neighborhood Craftsman, Stories from Kanda's Gokuracho, as well as Kotteri's Veil. So congratulations to these award winners and nominations, or awards rather. So, and the last piece of news is very interesting. The Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers of Japan (SFWJ) announced on Monday that Mobile Suit Gundam G-Crux, anime from Studio Kara and Bandai Namco Film Samurai Studio, has won the special prize in the group's 45th Nihon SF Taisho Awards. So, for those of you who don't know, this is like there are like some science fiction awards around the globe, like at different times and stuff like that. But like when we're talking about like, hey, this is the science fiction writers of science fiction writers of Japan and like science fiction awards, we're talking like standard golden era, golden age of science fiction SF kind of level. So it is very interesting that they did manage to give a special prize to G Cooks. Definitely an interesting turn.
It's that easy.
Near, can you confirm?
Yeah.
Simply switch directors. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, congratulations to the team. And that should be about it for the news here. Our last piece or our last segment now goes to our shout outs and calls. Everybody here gets one shout out and one call out each. Shout out is something that you want to praise, 5 out of 5 stars, and it can be any one person, place, or thing. And call out is the exact opposite, something that you want to rant, rave about, 0 out of 10 million stars. And again, it can be any one person, place, or thing. And it starts now with Near. Shout out, call, please.
Shit, man. I guess callouts to having to wait in that fucking lobby for like fucking over 40 minutes. That shit was fucking ass, bro. As for shoutouts, I guess I'll shout out Psy Games, because they're finally doing something with like one of the only good projects they've ever put out in the last like fucking, I don't even know, like 10 years at this point. Where they're finally releasing an expansion for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which was a really fucking good game. And they kind of just like released it.
To the side.
Yeah, they released it. They put out like one update, and they were like, "Okay, we're done now." And then they just let it sit for like 2 years.
This is what you wanted. You wanted essentially
Yeah.
like some. I think that what they were thinking was like they were thinking going in like they were just gonna make some sort of like Neptunia game, and then they were like, wait, people actually like this? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean they it's just like, I don't know, it's so dumb because it's like they opened a whole ass new studio to like finish this game, right? And then they push it out. And then as soon as it's out, they're like, "Oh, well, we don't want to get like locked down to like a live service or anything." It's just like, okay, but this game like obliterated all of your sales expectations. So like, why not at the very least.
And not only that,
Okay.
it's like it obliterated your sales expectations and your sales for your game, your fighting game that you are treating like a live service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like, why
exactly.
not at least be like, okay, well, I guess we can divert a few resources to putting out, at least more than like 1 or 2 updates. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting like a story expansion and a small handful of new characters. Hopefully, there's more characters than they're saying. Would be nice, but we'll
Uh-huh.
see. We'll see.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much, Nier. What about you, Toast? Shout out, call out.
I don't know. What's there to shout out?
Well,
I don't know, fucking Nimi Nightmare playing Dark Souls.
Did you hear the
Oof,
rumor
got
that
that.
she's married to Magni Vesper?
Uh,
And by the Chinese think she's married to maybe not married or to Vesper.
Chinese are schizophrenic, man.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if yeah, I don't know. I don't
okay. Anything
I'm
else?
gonna shout out a this cool. I'm gonna shout out a cool crisp $20 bill.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Toast.
All out.
Oh yeah, call out. I
You know
forgot.
who you are. Fuck you.
Okay.
That's so true.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Toast. Dark.
I don't know. Shout outs to shout outs to Elden Ring, I guess. Been fun.
Okay.
Been a fun go.
Your call out.
Yeah. My call out is going to be to my luck in Zenless Zone Zero. Cause fuck me, it's bad right now. It is not good.
Maybe if you switch the voice language, you'll get better luck. I've done that in Messenger before.
Oh man, that shit is not
It
happening.
works.
I'd rather have bad luck than have to sit through whatever the fuck is going on there. I don't know. I guess my luck will maintain then, I guess, if that tactic works with fucking Arc Knights, but
Yeah.
that shit ain't happening with Zen.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dark. For me, call out obviously to the BMW that was just there in the parking lot, not freaking exiting properly. Um, my shout out is to my shout out is actually to my gacha luck. I mean, my free pulls weren't very good recently, but for the most part, all the gachas, all the banners that I've actually wanted to pull on for Uma Musume have yielded me pretty good results. So shout outs to that. But yeah, with that, we are done with the shout outs and calls and also done with our second episode. We have 3 more in front of us for the winter 2026 season, so we'll barrel on through in our future episodes. But if you do like what we do, we stream our podcast every other Saturday, starting from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Twitch, and now we're trying to multi-stream onto YouTube as well, where we talk about the latest and greatest in Japanese animation media, anime, manga, light novels, web novels, visual novels, and so much more. So you can check out our VODs here on these platforms, as well as highlights and more on YouTube. So whichever format you desire. We have updates on our social media, Facebook, 4PlayerAnimecast, Twitter at 4PlayerAnimecast, and Blue Sky 4PlayerAnimecast. So keep us, we'll have updates on there for more information and news. So yeah, you can check us out here, you can check us out there, and as always, we'll see you next time.